Friday. Friday is my day. Hey, tap in with your man. Tap in with the black guy with the tight eyes. Tap in, man. We going live. We live. Tap on in, man. I took a little day. Did I take a day off? I think I took a day off yesterday. Did you miss me? I took a day off yesterday, but we back with more Trump news. Send the call out, man. Like a bugle. Perfect is live with the Trump news. Send the bugle out, man. Send the bugle. Send the maga call, man. Send the maga call. Perfect is live with the Trump news. Perfect is live with the Trump news. Send the call out, man. That's what we do. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Send the call out, man. I'm sending the call out to you. How's everybody doing on this Friday morning, man? Double tap, hit the like. Let me read it, man. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live chat. Remember, oh, man, what you doing to me, cameraman? What you doing to me, cameraman? Let me get rid of that right there. How's that right there? Like, what you doing to me, cameraman? Cameraman, what you doing to me, cameraman? All right. We got a microphone in the zone. Got our lights, you know what I'm saying? Lights, camera, action. You know what I'm saying? How's everybody doing, man, on this freaky... Well, how close is we to Christmas, man? We in the 12 days of Christmas. First in the chat, get shouted out without a doubt. Or get roasted and toasted. I can't see you right now, so I can't see what you put in the chat. It's a thumbs up. Okay, I can fuck with a thumbs up. I can do a thumbs up, man. But there'd be so many trolls. First in the chat, get shouted out. As soon as I put on my glasses, I can see who you and your name is. I'll shout you out. You know what I'm saying? First five super chats getting roasted. I know y'all like when I get roasted, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to hear me roast and flambeaus, first 5 super chats, man, gonna get roasted, man. Shout it out, man. By the Perfect Timing Podcast, man. Get with it, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Let's start it off right, man. Hey, man, when you subscribe, man, you're gonna get a plus sign. That plus sign gonna tell you how to join the channel. Somebody already ready to get roasted? Who is that? Talking about hello from India, huh? You from India? We gonna see. We gonna see if they from India or they gonna start saying some more really rueful about MAGA and conservatives in politics. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a political challenge. Yo, who saw my thumbnail, man? Oh, I'm so excited today. I got so much to talk about. We've been talking about Maduro, but we've been talking about Venezuela. I have been talking about Venezuela for the entire Trump administration. He only been in presidency. He's a lame duck president. This is the second time he's been elected to president, despite everything that was thrown at him. Assassination attempts. They actually shot our president. He put it in True Social the other day. They tried to assassinate me twice, actually shot his ear off, indicted him 5 times, prosecuted him 2 times, 36. Latia James, if anybody wonder why, because they just see this black woman with this fake hair, just like Jasmine Crockett, and they think Trump hate black women. They know nothing about Latia James and the SDNY, Southern District of New York, and them damn trumped up 36 felonies. And I mean that on purpose. Trumped up 36 felonies. We got a lot to talk about today, man. You gotta know this stuff, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. In case you didn't know it, man, every time I brought up Tren de Agua, right? When I've brought up these cartels, whenever we talked about going back to when we first started talking about the operation in Chicago, we're going to talk about it today. The successes that we've had with this operation, how many criminals that we've gotten off American streets that happen to be, you got to understand, coming from my direction, coming from where I'm coming from, the fact that the focus has not been on Americans, right? Because everybody agrees when the American looks a certain way, then we can talk about education, we can talk about parents, we can talk about all this other stuff. DHS.gov to help American children who happen to be misbehaving, right? So when Democrats say tough on crime, they mean arresting Americans, right? American children who may be from poverty. Remember Joe Biden, famous speech from Joe Biden about super predators, right? Joe Biden said, we failed them. Ain't that something how Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton, they admitted that they failed the American youth, but they didn't care. They wanted to do 3 strikes, you're out, and throw the American youth away. This is the first president who has actually focused the brunt of the law, the brunt of the American budget. Think about what's actually happening right now in December of MAGA country. Double tap, hit the like button. Double MAGA, double MAGA, double MAGA, double MAGA. MAGA magnificent. I said a terrific Friday. Did you know it was a terrific Friday from Donald Trump? Do you realize no other president? We've had Democratic presidents for the past 15 years. 15 out of the last 20 years, we've had Democratic presidents and Democratic mayors and liberals. And what does it mean for a liberal to be tough on crime and tough on drugs? Does anybody want to put it in the chat? What does it mean for a Democrat or a liberal to be tough on crime or tough on drugs? Somebody put it in the chat, because I've been talking about it. We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about the oil tanker. We're going to talk about Venezuela. But I just want to remind the audience that we have been talking about Venezuela the entire time. We have been talking about Venezuela the entire time. You understand? Mike Hurd, FBA 513, shout out to you. We're going to get that India clown up out of here. We're going to get everybody up out of here. I see you, Mike. I see you, Mike. We got to keep the chat in order. Keep the chat in order. How many people understand what we're discussing this morning on this Friday? How many people seen that fire thumbnail? Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. That's a fire thumbnail, ain't it though? The fire thumbnail, description tag. So when you watch and replay, if you want to go back and check the facts and any of that stuff, when you watch and replay, you can go back and check the facts. I put a lot of time into the description, the thumbnail, all of that, so that we can have a real good conversation this morning. So today, what we got a lot of topics today. We got a lot of topics today. You know what it is? Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. Yeah, man. And today we talking about Operation Immigration across the nation. Somebody put it in the chat. Operation Immigration across the nation. Somebody put it in the chat. And the successes that Donald Trump and the MAGA administration has had over this past 10 months. When it comes to immigration, and I'm going to link it to today's lead story, the big story, the oil tanker that was snatched in Venezuela. We're going to link it to the oil tanker that was snatched in Venezuela. Now, there's a lot of news today, but I'm gonna go over a lot of tidbits for you, because you at the number one place for political debate, number one place on YouTube. I promise you, the number one growing channel. You want to be here every day. You need to be here when I'm going live to join the debate and join the discussion. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Do as well. Hit the notification bell. Do as well, so that you be here and you don't miss out. You don't miss out on the conversation. So we're going to talk about this oil. We're going to talk about Venezuela, and we're going to talk about immigration. And I believe it's all one story. And that's why I'm so excited today. I'm excited every time we come on the microphone, because all we do is drop MAGA facts. All we do is win mega magnificent, terrific news every day, all day, winning on top of winning. It's layers and levels to this shit. People say it's levels, and it's layers, and it's levels. And a lot of people got to catch up. So today is going to be an education, man. It's going to be informative, intriguing, and captivating, and just special all around podcast. Double tap it to like, everybody clap it up, man. I need my sound effects, man. But fuck the sound effects, man. Let's get into the news, man. So everybody been on last, like, I think I was off the other day, focusing on my mental health. But you guys may have heard about the situation in Venezuela as it's unfolded. But But I'm telling you that the situation in Venezuela, and a lot of people happen to be ignorant of the facts of the situation. And it's the same thing with the Ukraine. It's the same thing with the geopolitics. And I think people are just so entertained and dismayed by the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? The social media is so powerful, and it's been obvious lately. Look at the 50 Cent documentary with Diddy. It's so obvious lately how powerful social media has become and how powerful social media is. So people don't really understand the facts and truly what's going on. Foundational. Let's get to foundation. Got FBA in the chat. Let's get to the foundation of our discussion today. So if you've been with me for any length of time, like, share, subscribe, double tap at the like button. If you've been with me for any length of time, like, share, subscribe, double tap hit the like button as we get into today's show. This is a conservative political channel. We're having a conservative political discussion about the oil tanker that was seized and about immigration. Let's get into it, man. And we're going to lay a foundation. You know we like to lay a foundation, man. Got a lot of clips, a lot of news, a lot of insight, man. We got to lay a foundation first, man. Double tap at the like button. The foundation is this. We have been talking about Venezuela since we've been talking about immigration. And it goes back into the Biden administration. Man, I'll be doing so good with this podcast, man. I'm talking about Trende Agua, Venezuelan cartel, who was in America taking over. And I got some video clips. I'm not going to go directly to the video clips, but I got video clips of Trende Agua in America, even recently, terrorizing apartment complexes in Los Angeles and Las Vegas, and now we got them in New Orleans. You wouldn't believe it if I didn't tell you, but we've seen videos like this before, right? So we got Trente Agua still doing the same thing that they were doing in Aurora, Colorado. When we first started this story, we did the deep dive together. We did the research together. You see the quotes in the description about Rutgers and the different sources that we've done the research on. 40,000 Trente Agua cartel members to Aurora, Colorado, and to Chicago. But I don't think at that time when we first brought it up, people even understood when we say Trende Agua, who that is, when we say cartel, when we say Sinaloa, and that they come from different regions and they're doing different things. So every time I've talked to you about what Trump is doing in Chicago, I replay video from Black people in Chicago calling out to the federal government, just like the mayor in Stockton. Remember we talked about Stockton just a week ago, and it's very sad. If Christmas is coming up, let's say a prayer for the people in Stockton. If you guys remember, there was a mass murder in Stockton over a week ago. You know, the police are saying it's not gang related, despite the fact that it was a gang member's birthday party for his son, and they targeted the gang member and they shot 14 people, killing 4 kids. I said Stockton is in Central California. I said a lot of people don't know that California is an agricultural state, that in Central Valley of California, we grow the most greenery. Why do I bring this up? Why is this important? To let people know that places like Stockton and Fresno and Central California, when the mayor said we need help from the federal government, after this mass murder, the mayor, a white female Democratic liberal of Stockton, said, I need help from Trump. Now, she's in Stockton, California. She could have asked Gavin Newsom for help. Hello, she could have said, Gavin Newsom, will you help me? I got a gang problem in Stockton, California. You're the governor of California, chain of command. And anybody don't understand why I interjected Gavin Newsom. It's called the chain of command. She's a mayor. Above her, if she needed help on a state level, she's a city, a local municipality, just a city, the mayor of a city. You go to this governor of the state who can give you and grant you monies to help you. She didn't say to the governor, Gavin Newsom, we need help in Stockton. Instead, what she said was, I need help from the federal government. And Donald Trump, Stockton, California, would like to be the beta site for this immigration deployment, because she said, well, our gang problem is cultural and generational. She said the reason, she justified her request being a federal request and not a state request. She said the reason I would ask for help from the federal government on the federal level is because the gang problem in Stockton, California is cultural problem. What did she mean? What did this white liberal democratic female mayor in Stockton mean by the gang problem is a federal problem and it's a cultural, generational, ingrained in Stockton culture? Well, I am exploring this and I am telling you that Stockton, Fresno, Central California is built on migrant labor, right? Farmers, right? And farm hands who work the land, who grow 80% of the globe's greens. Did you know? You remember the spinach E. coli breakout? Did you know how much agriculture comes from California? Well, who picks it? Who picks the grapes? Who picks the spinach? Who works in the farmlands of Central California? Who lives in these cities in Central California? Why would the mayor of Stockton, California be saying, please, federal government, please, Donald Trump, come here, like you're in Minneapolis, like you are in New Orleans, like you are in Chicago. The mayor, this is weeks ago. This is not a year ago. This is weeks ago where we had a mass murder of 14 people, right? 4 children murdered. I played the video. 4 children murdered when some people came in and shot up a birthday party. And the mayor said, I need help on the federal level. And she explained why I need help on the federal level. Because of what we're going to talk about today. It doesn't just exist. This is the sad part about America. This is the sad part about America, the propaganda, and what is truth versus reality, and what is social media. In the reality of America, the entire country has been overran. 10 million by Democratic numbers, 25 million by conservative numbers came across during Biden, Kamala Harris open border policy. So it's not just happening in Stockton. It's not just happening in Fresno. It's not just happening in Aurora, Colorado. It's not just happening in New Orleans, where we got 5,000 deportees in 1 week. It's not just happening in Minneapolis, where immigrants stole $1 billion of COVID funds from children. Do you realize it's all over? I can prove it. You know how I can prove it? With the Doge reports that said you saw $3,000 food stamps, right? But the truth is there is no law. Since sanctuary cities are not based in the Constitution, sanctuary cities, ICE-free zones are not based in law. There's no constitutional basis for a sanctuary city. So if you're an immigrant here during the Biden administration and you go get food stamps based on sanctuary policies in New York, there was no law, there was no procedure prohibiting you going now to Illinois and getting funding, getting food stamps as an immigrant, because the Biden administration didn't think that far ahead to put in processing problems, to put in logistical problems. No, Biden just said, open the border like we just giving away money and food for free, and never put in rules and regulations and processes to prohibit people going from state to state. I can't even be mad if you're an immigrant and you don't have anywhere to go. I'm not even mad at you if you went from New York to Chicago to California. Maybe you were looking for family. Maybe you were looking for work. Maybe you were looking for a home. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Biden for not putting in the fail-safes to prohibit people from getting money in state to state. And we have proof that individuals went up to 5 different states. They're not even being charged. I don't know what you would charge them with, because there was no law to give them the money in the first place. Does everybody understand the argument here? I don't know what you would charge an immigrant with. There's not a citizen. They didn't legally steal the money. They went to New York and New York gave them the money, bro. New York said, here, you're not American. You could have $10,000 in food stamps. Then their cousin called them in Illinois and said, hey, come to Illinois because Governor Pritzker officer is doing the same dumb thing. He's going to give you $10,000 in food stamps too. So immigrants went from state to sanctuary state. Can we have a real talk this morning? I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. I don't know if you want to listen. I don't know if you want to listen, but I want to talk. I want to have a conversation. That's what the podcast is. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. We need to have a conversation about this because people are lacking understanding. As I say it, doesn't it sound logical to you? Wait a minute. He's right. There was no law actually allowing them to get food stamps. The Democrats created something called sanctuary cities. Anybody know how things become a law? You have to go to Congress to make things a law. You know, Democrats bring it up whenever Trump does something. They say, hey, you can't do that. That's not a law. Remember, but the Democrats do whatever they want. They create shit called sanctuary cities without going to Congress. Hey, I got a question for you. If you wanted sanctuary cities to be legal and to be policy, when you were in control, the Democrats, you had Kamala Harris, you had the border czar. Why not sanctuary cities make them a law? Why not make them a law? Because there's no basis for sanctuary cities in the Constitution. You would not be able to pass a bill into a law for sanctuary cities because there's no constitutional basis, and the Supreme Court would throw it out. So why do we even have sanctuary cities? But let's get to the point. The sanctuary city allow immigrants to go from New York to Illinois to California to every Democratic bastion and collect benefits. You can't do that. Why? Because you have a birth certificate, you have a social security, you're actually a citizen. You show up and you guess what? If you did it, there's a law. You know what a law. I'm explaining to you the political. There's a law that would stop you and me from going from state to state and applying for benefits, credit card, bank account, mortgages. The law, the computer would blip. Hey, you breaking the law. You just applied for this in this state. You can't do that. You know better. You're an American citizen. You're stealing. Huh? You can't go from state to state and get welfare. But if I'm not a citizen, can we have a real talk this morning? If I'm not a citizen and Joe Biden said, bring me your masses, bring me all the criminals from Venezuela, bring me all the cartel members from Bolivia and Colombia, the border is open, the border is open, the border. If Joe Biden says the border is open, we're handing out bottles of water and food stamp cards. And if Democratic governors create something called sanctuary city, despite the egalities of it, then why not? It's free. It's free money. Food stamps for you. It's like Oprah Winfrey was standing at the doors of New York. Here go a food stamp card for you. Food stamp card for you. You want a luxury hotel? Luxury hotel for you. You want to go to Chicago and get food stamps? Go ahead, because it ain't no law. It ain't no computer that's going to pop up and say, hey, Guerrero, Maduro, Sanchez, you just got food stamps in New York. Via sanctuary city policies, you can't get food stamps in Illinois. Oh, I'm sorry. There was no computer system. Did you guys understand? Who works in project management? Who works in logistics? Huh? Who has a job? Who has to clock in? Who has to go cash a check at a bank with an ID? Hello? Who has to cash their paycheck at a bank with an ID? Who has to clock in? Who has a social security? Do you understand what I am saying to you this morning? Huh? Do you understand what I'm saying to you this morning? Huh? There was nothing prohibiting the immigrants from going from state to state. Now, what happened in Minneapolis? How did they steal $1 billion? How did immigrants steal $1 billion? Huh? How did immigrants in Minneapolis spill it? Well, you know what I come to find out with my research that's so amazing about these sanctuary cities and these sanctuary states that have all this rampant crime and fraud? It's not fair to the American citizens who live in Chicago. It's not fair to the American citizens that live in Los Angeles. How would you feel if you were an American citizen with a sick child, you live in Minneapolis, you've been applying for benefits, come to find out that all of the Somalian immigrants then stole $1 billion, but every time you go apply for benefits, they tell you no. Please explain to me, Democrats who mad at me right now. If you hate me, just explain how you would feel if you were an American citizen paying taxes. What if your grandfather went to World War II? You grew up in Minnesota. You grew up in Minneapolis, and you fell down on hard luck and you needed benefits. Come to find out, immigrants stole $1 billion of taxpayer money in Minnesota, Minneapolis. How would you feel, brother? I'm just asking you, how would you feel? Come to find out when you did your research that it was a mafia, that these people have a Somalian mayor. Listen to me. This is from my research, because people want to do investigation. Candace Owens does her investigation. I do my investigation. So we have Somalians stole $1 billion during COVID from COVID money, but we have a Somalian mayor. The Somalian mayor, who's a woman, who is a Democrat, who said the police chief has been told by me to not enforce ICE. So wait a minute. You have a Democratic Somalian mayor who creates something that's not constitutional, which is sanctuary city policies, right? The Democratic Somalian mayor, who was not born in America, institute sanctuary city policies that are not based in constitution and legal, right? Do you guys understand? She has told her police chief to not follow the federal orders of ICE agents who happen to be following the Constitution, which is law. Do you understand what's happening in our fucking country? I said a Somalian female Democratic mayor who was not born here has told her chief of police to not follow legal federal orders of ICE agents, and instead she has instituted sanctuary city policies that are not based in law, I can't make this up. So how did the $1 billion get stolen? We have a Somali mayor. Did you know we had a Somali mayor who wasn't born here? I'm going to keep going up the chain. Then we have Somali supervisor alderman. Then we have Somalian Ilhana Omar, Somali, all female, Somalian congresswoman who I got a report who married her brother. Did you know Omar married her brother? I reported earlier this week that she's worth $30 million. She's worth $30 million. Nancy Pelosi, $400 million. Maxine Waters, $20 million. Adam Shifty Schiff, loser Latia James. They're all millionaires. Gavin Newsom, $100 million. Where did Omar get $30 million in 3 years? Did you know Nancy Pelosi beat the S&P 500 by 15%? Nancy Pelosi and her husband are the most brilliant stock investors in the globe. They are smarter than the computer. They are smart. Nancy Pelosi and her husband beat the S&P 500 by 15%. It's called, allegedly, insider trading. Misinformation, final boss. Kiss my butt and get booted out. Nancy Pelosi is worth $400 million. Omar is worth $30 million. Why? This is, did you hear? DHS reviews report Ilhan Omar's immigration files over marriage fraud claims, because people are saying she married her brother. But outside of marrying her brother, she's been married 3 times in the last 5 years, and she made $30 million. You know, divorce makes you broke. I don't care, men or women, you don't make money off a divorce. She married a broke Somalian, the first guy she married, then she got divorced. She married a second broke Somalian. The rumor is she married her brother in between marrying 2 broke Somalians so her brother can get citizenship. I'm about to read the story. But now she's married to a white man. Does anybody know this story? Does anybody know this story? Huh? Does anybody actually really know this story? Member of the squad, you know, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Ilhan Omar, Somalian congresswoman from where the Somalians stole $1 billion in Minneapolis. It's her district. That's her district. These are people she know. They threw her a party. The people who stole the money are her friends. She had a party at their restaurant. One of the people who got arrested for stealing money used to be her campaign supervisor, actually worked for her. She paid him. The person who got arrested for stealing money, millions of dollars from kids, worked for Omar. Did you know that? Now, I'm going to read to you a report while Omar possibly is being investigated by Pam Bondi's DOJ for marrying her brother so he can get citizenship. I'm talking about a congresswoman. I played a video yesterday where she said Somalians tell Americans what to do. Did you see that? Let's read. Tom Homan announced this week that Homeland Security is pulling Omar's files for examination by a top fraud investigator who reportedly sees clear evidence of issues. The claim, first raised in 2016, relies on marriage records, tax filings, social media. So this is not something made up by MAGA. This is not made up by the right. Do you understand? It's been around since 2016, since Biden was president, but Biden didn't do shit about it. And it's not based on Trump fantasy. It's based on records. Let me read it to you again. She's being investigated for marrying her brother so he can become an American citizen. This is not fake. Omar is being investigated by Trump's DOJ for possibly, allegedly marrying her brother. That would be 4 marriages in 3 years. That would be 4 marriages. 2 broke Somalians, her broke Somalian brother, and the white man she's married to now worth $30 million. I'm going to say it again. Omar married 4 times, 2 broke Somalians, 1 broke Somali brother, and a white boy that just made $30 million. The claims got raised in 2016 about marriage records, tax filings, social media, and timeline gaps, suggesting her husband, Ahmed Noor Saeed Elime, was her brother. This is not conjecture. Last week it was a rumor. But this week, Tom Homan. Whoa! Oh, that mag. I said Tom Homan announced this week that Homeland Security is pulling Omar's files. This is not a rumor anymore. This is a real investigation for examination by top fraud investigator who reportedly sees clear evidence of issues. The claim, first raised in 2016, relies on marriage records, tax filings, social media, and timeline gaps, suggesting her husband, Ahmed Noor Saeed Amili, was her brother. A charge Omar denies. Baseless and rooted in bias, no charges have been resulted, with fact checkers calling the sibling link unproven, though status of limitations have been previously stalled probes. The move aligns with border DHS scrutiny in Minnesota Somalian community among fraud cases and deportations. Let's get into it, baby. The White House just posted proof that Omar married her brother. Tom Homan said the federal government is now investigating. She must be deported. This is the proof right here. I got the proof. This is her brother. She married her brother. The White House has posted the information. Here go the proof right here. Don't they look? Who that? Who is that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who? Amara married her brother. Didn't you? There it go right here. Here goes the paperwork. Here goes the paperwork. Omar, Congresswoman from Minneapolis, married her brother. Married her brother. Here it is. Here it is. Fraud exposure. This is not conjecture anymore. This is not conjecture anymore. She married her brother. Here they go. Family photos together. You see them? Mother, brother, sister. Omar under investigation for marrying her brother. So why is this important? Because $1 billion was stolen. $1 billion of COVID money that was supposed to go to children was stolen by Somalian immigrants under Omar's watch. Now, remember what I started telling you. We have a Somalian mayor. Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Twin Cities. I played the video. Somalian mayor says to the chief of police, do not follow ICE orders. It's a chain of command. The feds come in over the local, right? The feds, FBI, federal government, ranks higher than local police, right? The feds come in over local police. No, not for this Somalian female who was not born in America. So we have a Somalian female mayor who has told her chief of police in the Twin Cities to not follow ICE, right? Don't follow the chain of command. But at the same time, this Somalian Democrat female mayor has instituted sanctuary policies that are not based in law. The federal ICE agents have a legal mandate based in the Constitution, and we won in the Supreme Court. But this Democratic chief is saying don't follow the ICE, right? But follow sanctuary city policies that are not based in law, that are not based in the Constitution. So this is how $1 billion gets stolen. You have a mayor. Now I just showed you a congresswoman who married her brother, who is now married to a white man, and then somehow magically they're both worth $30 million. They only been married 2 years. Where did the $30 million come from? A Somalian mayor who wasn't born here, female Democratic mayor, a Somalian congresswoman who wasn't born. But you know what surprised me? You know what surprised me the most is as I kept doing my research, I found a Democratic female Somalian senator. It's a trifecta. I couldn't believe it either. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, I couldn't believe it either. I said, wait a minute. They stole $1 billion. Why are there no Somali men who are congressmen, who are senators or mayors? Why is it all Somali women? Because the Somali men are stealing. They out there stealing. Listen to what I'm telling you. You can't make this up. Somalian mayor, who happens to be a female and Democrat. Somalian congresswoman, listen to the levels, female and Democrat. And then I found reports in an interview of a Somalian senator. All three represent the district that stole the $1 billion. I said, wait a minute. This cannot be true. A Somalian mayor, congresswoman, and a senator, and while they were working for Minneapolis American citizens, their brothers and sisters stole $1 billion. Do you guys understand what's happening in America? While the Democrats want you to look at everything through racial colored lenses, they won't tell you the truth of what's happening in America. You hear $1 billion being stolen. It doesn't even sound plausible, right? Then you hear about Omar having connections to the people who stole $1 billion. That doesn't sound plausible. Then you hear about Omar being worth $30 million. No one knew how much money she was worth. AOC, Jasmine Crockett. What did we learn about Jasmine Crockett? Jasmine Crockett went to Rhodes College. Jasmine Crockett grew up a multi-millionaire. We're learning so much about the squad. AOC is going to primary Chuck Schumer from the left for the Senate. Jasmine Crockett's running for the Senate from Texas. And Omar is married to a white man. This is her third marriage in 3 years. And she's also worth $30 million. Now, at the same time that she got this brand new white man and $30 million, her constituents stole $1 billion. Now, they stole $1 billion from COVID funding for kids. They stole $1 billion from autistic kids via the food. What was it, you guys? Put it in the chat. It's the food. What was it? Food. Come on, y'all. Food National Group. What is it, y'all? In Minneapolis, this food bank for immigrants ended up getting $1 billion worth of COVID funding. Did you guys know that? Huh? $1 billion fraud scheme. $1 billion fraud scheme in Minneapolis, Somalia. Huh? Y'all didn't know about the $1 billion fraud scheme and that they stole the money during when we were sick. Grandmas couldn't see kids. Minneapolis, Minnesota, largest Somali American community in the U.S., around 84,000 people. Federal prosecutors have uncovered what they describe as one of the largest welfare fraud schemes in U.S. history. The scandal involves over $1 billion in taxpayer fraud stolen from state federal programs COVID-19 pandemic. The fraud was perpetrated largely by nonprofits. You know where you get your nonprofit license? From the government. You know, if you have a Somalian mayor, a Somalian congresswoman, a Somalian senator, a Somalian supervisor, it's probably going to be easy to get a nonprofit. Do you have a nonprofit? Please listen. The fraud was perpetrated largely through nonprofits and companies ran by individuals of Somali descent who billed for non-existent services like child meals, autism therapy. They stole money from children's food and autistic therapy. I'm not making this up. I'm reading you the report. They billed and overbilled for child meals, autism therapy, and homeless housing. As of December 2025, listen, 87 people have been charged across multiple cases with convictions and investigations ongoing. Prosecutors estimate the total could exceed 1 billion with all probes conclude. Prosecutors estimate the total stolen from children could exceed 1 billion. Listen, the schemes exploited Minnesota's generous social safety net. This is why we do the conservative news. This is why we voted for Trump. This is what Doge, the scheme was exploited Minnesota's generous social safety net. The Democrats, the liberals, giving away money, which has welcomed Somali refugees since the 1990s. Critics, including Republican lawmaker Donald Trump, argue state officials, remember I told you, Somalian mayor, Somalian congresswoman, Somalian senator, all female, all Democrats. Trump said the Democratic governor, Tim Walz, was slow to act. I agree. $1 billion, that's being nice. Tim Walz, you remember Tim Tampon Walz, ex-vice presidential nominee under Kamala. Was she border czar? I don't know if she's the border czar. Is she black? I don't care if she's black. She could be black if she want to. I didn't know she was black, but is she black? But is she the border czar? Democratic Governor Tampon Tim was slow to act due to fears of racism accusations, allowing the fraud to balloon. You can't make this up. Tim Walz was slow to act, maybe because he was running for vice president. Maybe because he was running for vice president. Maybe because he wanted those votes. Maybe because he needed the support. Remember, we said he wasn't even going to win Minnesota. Did she win Minnesota? Put it in the chat. Did Kamala Harris win any state? Did Kamala Harris win? Did she win Minnesota? Maybe he did not arrest the Somalian mafia because he was running for vice president. I don't know. Double tap hit the like button. I don't know. Tim Walz was slow to act because of racism allegations. He allowed the fraud to balloon. Walz has denied this, calling the cases totally disconnected from the broader Somali community and emphasizes aggressive reform. So they want to say it's not connected, huh? They say it's not connected. Here we go. Feeding Our Future. Child nutrition program, over $250 million. Autism therapy fraud, over $220 million. Support providers like Smart Therapy recruited Somali families falsely, diagnosing children as autistic for unnecessary therapy sessions to the tune of 300. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? They lied about Somalian kids being autistic and stole $300 million. And they kept doing it. They stole to $1 billion. You can't make this up, baby. You can't make this up, baby. Let me get some of these clowns up out of here. You can't make this up, baby. You cannot make this up. I know y'all mad. I know y'all mad. But double tap hit the like button because we having a good time. Double tap hit the like button. We having a good time, man. So today, we're laying the foundation for the immigration in the nation. We just laid a foundation for Trump's immigration in the nation. And today we see a lot of people have been talking about the Venezuelan oil tanker that was captured, right? And the problem that I'm having with this story about the Venezuelan oil tanker is people don't understand what's really going on and why it was a good move to capture the Venezuelan oil tanker. And I'm going to link the Venezuelan oil tanker to the immigration successes in Los Angeles and New Orleans, where we have today almost 10,000 deportees and over 70% being violent criminals, right? Over 70% being violent criminals. Did you understand what I'm saying to you this morning? Great thumbnail, great attendance. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. I love everybody for coming in. Love everybody for watching. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. We coming up. We coming up right now. And I just want to say thank you right now, everybody watching. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast. Trump oil heist. Check this out, all of my degenerates and patriots. We're getting into the Trump oil heist, or the so-called Trump oil heist. LA's raid rampage, but flip the script. We're seizing terrorist sludge that we don't even need. Did you know that we produce enough oil to supply 100% of the U.S. needs? They're not telling you this. They're just saying oil tanker being seized. What's up, everybody? Double tap at the like button. Perfect Timing Podcast. Back with the blast. In and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to get this done with a fast blast. Trump oil heist. The LA rampage, but we flip the script. We season terrorist sludge we don't even need. While ICE hauls 10,000 cartels killers off the street, Venezuela's heavy crew funds Hezbollah and Iranian goons. Same crew shipping fentanyl to LA gangs. Did you know that? Same people shipping fentanyl to LA gangs also dealing oil to Hezbollah and Iranian goons, circumventing the process by going through Cuba. We're going to talk about it today. Bust the myths, drop the receipts, connect the dots. U.S. pumps 13 million barrels per day. We're good, baby. The U.S. pumps 13 million barrels per day. We don't need Venezuelan oil. That's not why the oil crew was taken. I'm going to give you the details today. Just in case you didn't know, double tap, hit the like button. This is America First, not welfare. Starve the enemy abroad, secure the homeland here. If the media is lying to you, hit the play. Let's arm up. Double tap, hit the like button. U.S. oil fortress, why we grab the oil but don't need their junk. Fact check. America's no oil beggar. We produce 13 million barrels per day crude. Export refined gas, 90% self-sufficient since shale boom. Did you hear that? You remember about shale gas, right? The U.S. is 90% self-sufficient since the shale gas boom. Venezuela, Aramco tar, super heavy sulfur-loaded crap needing Russian diluents to flow. Did you know this about Venezuelan oil? As they talk to you about Venezuelan oil, Venezuela, yes, has one of the largest oil deposits in the globe. Double tap hit the like button. Double tap hit the like button. We don't have enough people. Double tap hit the like button and share it with somebody who is like-minded. Double tap hit the like button. Venezuela does have the largest amount of crude oil on the globe, but there is a problem with Venezuelan oil that the Democrat liberal social media propaganda machine won't share with you. The Venezuelan oil is super dirty, super crude, and it is very costly and dangerous to extract from the earth. Did you know that? This is why Venezuela is not a factor in global oil markets. Their crude is heavy and dirty, and it costs a lot of money, but it's dangerous. Listen to this. It costs a lot of money to clean it up. It's dangerous because the chemicals you need to use to clean it up and refine it are dangerous, and it's dangerous to extract because the places that it is very precarious. So to Venezuela, it only produces 1 to our 14 barrels. We do not need Venezuelan oil. That is not why we seized the oil liner. Just giving you some background and some facts. You cannot even use Venezuelan oil unless you go through a costly, dangerous process. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We're over there because of the drugs. Hit the double tap, hit the like button. Fact check. Let me do you a fact check right now. America is no oil beggar. We produce 13 million barrels per day crude, export refined gas. We make so much in oil. We produce enough for ourselves and enough to export. These are the facts. Ever since the shale gas boom, we are 90% self-sufficient. We don't need oil from anyone. You should be proud to be American. Now listen, Venezuelans are Aramco tar is super heavy, sulfur-loaded crap needing Russian dilutants to flow, clogs pipes without them. These are the facts. Pre-19, we imported 466,000 barrels per day. Now, under 50,000 because Texas sweet crude is cleaner and cheaper. Did you guys know these numbers? We are not importing oil. We do not have a need to import oil, which is why your gas is down. $3 is the national average. I reported some people $2.25, $2.75 right now in the chat. Put your state and put how much you paying for gas. Let's get these facts out. Double tap, hit the like button. Let's get these facts out. Put your state and how much you paying for gas right now. I said pre-2019, during the Biden administration, we imported damn near half a million barrels of oil. Now under Trump, we are under 50,000 because we getting our oil from home. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that. Not Maduro mess. Now, tied to immigration. But that sludge cash funds Cartel de los Soles. Did you know that? Maduro's narco arm shipping fentanyl bricks to LA borders. Let's break this down. Did you guys know that? I said the sludge is being shipped to Cuba. That's why we seized it. And it funds the Cartel de los Soles, Maduro's narco arm shipping fentanyl bricks to LA borders, which is why the raids in LA have yielded thousands of arrests. Did you know it was all connected? Trump is doing this one too. Double tap, hit the like button. 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 Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And I love everybody coming in, making a comment, man. Keep coming in, keep leaving your comments, man. Colorado, 199 per gallon, 209 Houston. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go, MAGA. It's MAGA Friday, y'all. It's a MAGA Friday. We're living in a terrific Trump world. I said terrific. Remember when you heard it first. Terrific Trump world. Terrific Trump world. And I want everybody to have a good weekend, man. Florida, 99 cents. Double tap, hit the like button, man. I want everybody to have a great weekend, man. I'm just giving people facts. You can double tap, you can like, you can go to Google right now. Google how much oil is produced by Venezuela versus how much oil is produced in America. Google whether or not America needs oil from Venezuela. You could do that before you make a comment. How about you do that before you make a comment? That's all I need you to do. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of reading. Just a little bit of reading. I got my big glasses. I've been doing, it's obvious I've been reading. I got facts on top of facts. How about you do the same? Skipper Seizure Scoop, terror ties in Maduro's meltdown. December 10th, Coast Guard, FBI, and Navy snagged the skipper. So working together in a joint task force, JTF, you should be happy. Number one in the globe, America cannot be touched. We work together and no one can work with us when we work together. Coast Guard, FBI, and the Navy snagged the skipper. 1.8 barrels of Venezuelan heavy crude, fresh from Jose Port, offloaded 200,000 to Cuba, bound Neptune. Fake Guevara flag, bogus GPS, shadow fleet classic. Sanctioned, listen to this. The boat was sanctioned since 2022 as NT Adeja smuggled Iran oil to Hezbollah, like I reported earlier, and Iran. Billions in terror bucks. Do y'all even understand how the world is working? What they are doing in Venezuela, South America, how the cartels get guns, where the guns come from, where they get the money to pay for the guns, and the whole drug operation. This is what's going on. If we stop the oil, that's why we snag the oil. Not because we need the oil. We're not going to process the oil. To stop the oil for being sold by Venezuelan cartels to Hezbollah and Iran for guns. to support the gun, to support the drug trade. Double tap at the like button. Nobody telling you this. It was so obvious. It was so obvious. We don't need the oil. So why would Trump take the oil tanker? No, everybody listens to the damn social media. Everybody listens to the damn social media. Michigan is $3.99. I'm gonna get you up out of here. Michigan ain't $3.99. California is less than that. So Michigan ain't $3.99. I'm gonna get you up out of here. Michigan ain't $3.99, and even if you drive a Benz, it ain't $3.99 in Michigan. Get these clowns up out of here, huh? Get these clowns up out of here. Michigan ain't $3.99. Even if you drive a Mercedes and you play 91, where you can't go to AM PM. I know this because this is what I drive. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to AM PM in your Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to you need to go to Chevron and get that 91, right? And that 91 is expensive in California, but it ain't $3.99, homie. So when you put that BS in the chat, you're getting booted, man. We are talking about the oil tanker that was seized and all of the misinformation that's over the internet, talking about Trump in America stealing oil from Venezuela and starting a war similar to Iraq and Venezuela over oil. That is a lie. That is not true. Do you understand? That is a lie, and that is not true. Just like you did not pay that, but now you're gone and we don't have to listen to your BS anymore. Trump is not starting a war in Venezuela over oil. What we are doing in Venezuela is something that no president has ever done. Can we have a talk this morning? Joe Biden and Bill Clinton and the Democrats, the Democrats have tricked you. The Democrats have tricked you to teach you that they want you to think that they're tough on crime. But how does that translate? When you're a Democrat and you say tough on crime, how does that translate? Well, it translates into Democrats arresting Americans. That's how it translates, right? It translates into 3 strikes. It translates into stop and frisk. It translates into more blacks in America arrested and incarcerated than people are arrested and incarcerated globally. That's what crime and the drug war has looked like in America. We arrest American citizens. And Democrats who's supposed to be on black people's side. That's why I'm Republican. That's why I like Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and I understand Brexit and the logic behind Brexit. Instead of Democrat politicians going after the cocaine at the source, instead of Democratic politicians arresting the cartels who move lawlessly amongst Americans, right? They just allow the cocaine to get here, and when the cocaine gets here, they put Americans in prison. And I'm tired of it. It was a sanctioned vessel. I just reported it was a sanctioned vessel, and it had been sanctioned before because Venezuelans sell oil to Hezbollah terrorists. How do you think Hezbollah and these people get funded? There is a whole underworld going on under your Democratic liberal noses, that are full of fucking Venezuelan cocaine. Well, there is a whole global cartel that is being funded by your drug habit. This can't be a surprise. You cannot be surprised by this information that America's drug habit is funding terrorism and cartels. I cannot be the first one to tell you this. I cannot be the first one to tell you this. I'm just giving you the details. But you cannot be that blind. Do you think it's magic? Oh, it's magic. You know, the cocaine rains like snow. Oh, it's magic. You know, cocaine raining like snow. No, it's not magic, motherfucker. It's not magic. Venezuela, Bolivia, they're growing cocaine, selling cocaine on the global market, baby. And they're using their oil because they need guns. They're not getting guns from us. How do you kill? How do you protect the coca plant? How do you protect the drug trade? You need guns. And you know what I talk about a lot? You know what you need beyond guns? Does anybody ever know it? I'm not going to expose too much about myself, but you know what you need beyond guns? Huh? You need ammunition. And this is why they would deal with China. The boat was sanctioned because they were selling oil to China, selling oil to Venezuela, selling oil to Hezbollah and Iran, right? That's why the boat, just like the drug boat, everybody said, oh, they're fishermen. And did you remember the liberal Democrats? I don't know why liberal Democrats want to protect drug dealers. I don't know why liberal Democrats like Rachel Maddow want to lie about drug dealers, but they want to say fishing. They were fishermen, right? But I played the video for my audience. Fishermen don't fish at 3 o'clock in the morning going 100 knots. It was a fast boat. It was a fast boat full of cocaine, full of criminals at 3 o'clock in the morning going 100 nights, going into the South Palm region. Them ain't fucking fishermen. Vroom, vroom, vroom. They didn't have identification. They didn't have the proper marking on the boat, and they were not stopping when asked to identify themselves. The Navy SEALs, you know, to say that something was wrong, you have to say the Navy SEALs are idiots. The Navy SEALs with night vision, goggles. The Navy protects the American shores, the American water, the American border. So it's not saying Pete Hegeseth. I don't care if you don't like Pete Hegeseth. You're saying the Navy SEALs who are highly trained when you don't have a job, you got fired from Walmart, you are struggling to pay your rent, and you can compare your intellect to a Navy SEAL. This is the sick part. This is the real sick part. You don't even understand what you're saying. You don't have the intellect and the bandwidth to be a Navy SEAL. We're short. That's why Pete Hegeseth had to bring the standards back up again, because Americans are obese. You already know this. Americans are obese. We don't have special forces like we used to have. We don't have Navy SEALs like we used to have. SEAL Team 6 is one of the only SEAL teams you hear about. So you want to tell me the SEAL Team 6 didn't do the right job? SEAL Team 6 didn't do the proper investigation and vetting? It's one thing to say Pete Hegeseth didn't do the right job. It's one thing to say Trump didn't do the proper investigation and vetting. But you want to posit that SEAL Team 6 in the middle of the night, when it is their job to protect the American border and waters at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, when SEAL Team 6 sees a fast-moving boat coming into the South Con region, I always said it doesn't matter what's on the boat. I always said it doesn't matter what's on the boat. This time, it matters what's on the boat. This time, it matters what that boat was doing, and it matters that the boat was sanctioned. Number one, we didn't kill anybody. We arrested the boat. We arrested the boat. We stopped the boat because it was sanctioned going back to 2022. But Joe Biden and your border czar, is she black? I don't know if she's black. I don't care if she's black, but is she the border czar? Joe Biden and your border czar, Kamala Harris, did not sanction and capture the boat. So they could have did it in 2020. But they didn't, right? Joe Biden didn't. So when the Navy, because Donald Trump is not in the boat. Does everybody understand Pete Hegeseth and Donald Trump is not in the boat in the South Con region? No, the Navy and the Navy SEALs identified a boat that had been sanctioned and did not have the proper marking and had a false flag. Let me read it again. The boat was already sanctioned going back to 2022 and did not have the proper markings and the false flag. And we understood that this oil, we already know that Venezuelan cartel members use this oil and sell this oil to people who are not friends of the United States. This is what this is all about. The oil was not for us. The oil was for Hezbollah. Did you guys know that? The oil was for China. The oil was to sell, to fund guns, to protect drugs, to get fentanyl into America. That's why we took the oil liner. Listen to this. 1.8 million barrels of Venezuelan heavy crude, fresh from the San Jose port, offloaded 200,000 to Cuba, which is illegal, bound Neptune 6. Fake Guyana flag, using an African flag, using a fake Guyana flag. We knew the boat because the boat was sanctioned. They used a fake flag, bogus GPS. Now, this is the same thing with the boat that we blew up out the water. Do you understand? The drug boats that are getting blown up out the water, if any of you know anything about being maritime law, you have to have proper markings, proper flagging, proper licensure. Do you understand what I'm saying? These drug boats that have been blown up did not have proper flags, did not have proper marking, did not have proper licensing, so that the Navy, when just like a police officer driving, you gotta have a driver's license, you gotta have a license plate. So when the Navy sees a boat coming toward America, the Navy gets their opticals and say, okay, that boat has a flag, an American flag, there must be a fisherman, they have an American. Why do you think boats have those flags? They want the Navy and submarines that could blow their ass out the water to know I'm friendly. So it has an American flag. Oh, I see the markings right there. He bought that boat in Florida. Is registered to Miami, Florida. He must have got lost. Let's go help him. Sir, what you doing out here? You ain't supposed to be out here. We almost blew your ass up. I'm sorry, I was fishing and I got lost. Thank you for not blowing me up. I need help. Can you take me back home? Yes, sir. We'll take you back home, sir. Why? Because I saw the American flag. I'm the fucking Navy. I saw the American flag. I saw the letters on the back of the boat. 907. Captain, what's the letters on the back of the boat? 900. Tommy, Delta Alpha 5. What does that come back to? Miami, Port of Miami, sir. It's a boat. It's a fishing boat registered to the Port of Miami, registered to Thomas Jefferson. Pull him over. Let's get his license and his name and make sure his name matches the boating license. Let's get his name and make sure his name matches. See, they couldn't do that with the drug boat. The Navy SEALs, not Pete had to sell, the Navy SEALs couldn't do that with the drug boat. Now, this oil tanker, same thing. This oil tanker, same thing. Captain, what flag is that? It's a Guyana flag, sir. Okay, what's the markings? It's Niner, Delta 5, Tevin, Taro, Sylvan. Okay, that boat is registered Venezuela and it's under flag right now. Pull them over right now. Pull them over. They're not Guyana. That boat is registered Venezuela and it's under flag right now since 2020. Pull that boat over right now. Pull that boat over right now, Private. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Pull the boat over right now. Why? Because that's not the real flag. And my job as a Navy Admiral, Navy SEAL Team 6 is to protect America. That ain't the right flag. What does America do? Do you know what we started doing after we did manufacturing? America, after World War II, manufactured everything. But Bill Clinton and the Democrats did NAFTA. They shipped manufacturing abroad. Does anybody know what America did when Bill Clinton and NAFTA shipped manufacturing abroad? America became the global police. This is why you can get your stuff in 24 hours, because the American Navy policed the ports, right? There are no more pirates. The East Indian Trading Company, you remember the East Indian Trading Company? Well, it's not a movie, it was a real thing. The East Indian Trading Company would kill pirates and ensure trade, global trade, because the leader of the world at the time was Europe, right? And Europe was number one in the world until World War II. When Europe was number one in the world and controlled the globe on a global level and global trade, the East Indian Trading Company murdered pirates to ensure that trade not only got there, but got there timely and expeditiously. Double tap at the like button. That things arrive timely, expeditiously. You can now have a global market because you can guarantee goods. The goods are going to arrive. We don't have to worry about piracy anymore. The global market is guaranteed because the American Navy guarantees that the shipping is going to flow. The spice must flow. Put it in the chat right now. The spice must flow. Put it in the chat right now. The spice must flow. That's what America is. It's doomed right now. And it's the spice. So America stopped making TVs. America stopped making cars. America stopped making blenders and irons. And what did we do? We went into war. We sell nuclear warheads to our allies. We sell bullets and rifles to our allies. When we went to Ukraine, do you know that's what we do? That's just normal for us. That's what America does right now. America is the bully on the block. Oh, you with NATO? We got your back. We're going to come over there with guns, or we're going to sell you guns, right? Or we're going to sell you ammunition. Ukraine, you with us? We're going to sell you guns. We're going to give you money. We're going to have your back. That's what America do. We don't make washers and dryers no more. So when we saw oil tanker in the water, when we see speedboats in the water, don't you guys understand this is what America does? This is what America does, right? This is what we do globally, not just Venezuela, not just, remember the African pirates. Remember, what was his name? Remember the African pirates? The spice must flow, baby. The spice must flow. Double tap at the like button, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Everybody in the chat, man, thank you for watching, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Thank you for watching and listening, man. Haters hate the truth, need more of the big tampons. Shout out to you, man. Haters hate the truth, man. Haters hate the truth, man. Come on, man. We're gonna keep it going, man. We could blow up boats. Do you guys know how many boats have been blown up? Huh? How many boats have been blown up? 21 boats, 80 drug dealers dead. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go, MAGA. Double tap at the like button. See, the facts matter. How many boats? This operation is going back to the beginning of the Trump administration. It's not just one oil tanker. It's not just one boat. The only reason you know about that one drug boat, it was because of the double tap. It was because the boat was blown up with 2 missiles. That's the only reason you know about that boat. But in total, 21 boats. That was the 22nd boat. Why don't you know these facts? You could get angrier. It's rage bait. Let me give you some more rage bait. Since you're angry. If you're angry about the boat, one boat being blown up, well, hello, we blew up 21 boats. Fuck them. We blew up 21 boats and 80 people dead, 80 drug dealers dead. Do you know how many Americans died from fentanyl? You mad about one boat. Fuck them. We blew up 21 boats and there's 80 dead drug dealers, and we're going to blow up every boat that try to bring drugs into the nation. And if you know the funny part, it's white America who's dying right now. In the 90s, it was black people dying, going to jail. But you know who's dying in 2025? It's middle America from pharmaceuticals. Fentanyl is killing off white people. The white population is dying out. You're not producing babies. Why are you Democrat? Why are you Democrat if the Democrats are allowing foreigners to kill off your brothers and sisters in Pennsylvania, in Ohio, in Cleveland, in Kansas, in Nebraska? White people are losing their future because the fucking liberal Democrats are allowing fentanyl to wipe you out. Why are you Democrat? Why do you want the drugs to come here? They're not coming to Chicago. In the 90s, they were. The 90s, they were coming to Chicago, but the fentanyl is going to you in your community. Huh? The fentanyl is coming to you in your community. Why wouldn't you want to stop the fentanyl? Huh? Why wouldn't you want to stop the fentanyl? Why would you side with those who want to bring in, they love the Democratic plan? I believe it. Huh? I believe it. December 10th, Coast Guard, FBI, and a joint task force. Double tap at the like button. And share the show with a like-minded person. Everybody has a comment today and every day. Uncle Tom this, Uncle Tom that. All I need you to do is double tap, hit the like button. That's all I need you to do. Double tap at the like button. December 10th in the joint task force, just like Candace Owens talked about, December 10th, Coast Guard, FBI, and the Navy snagged a skipper that had 1.8 million barrels of Venezuelan heavy crude fresh from the Jose port. It offloaded 200,000 to Cuba. Remember, we have a Cuban embargo, bound Neptune, fake Guyana flag. They had a fake flag. That's number one. The Navy had already legal rights to seize this boat. If you guys listen to the facts, fake Guyanan flag, and it matters that it's an African flag, right? It lets you know about the relationships globally in this underground global market. We talked about the Somalians still $1 billion, and I said, where did the money go? Where did the money go back to Somalia? And what is it funding in Somalia? Because they know it's a problem in Somalia, which is why we got so many Somalians in America, because they had so many issues in Somalia, and Ethiopia is threatening them about to take them over. So where did the $1 billion go? And where did the $1 billion? So it's important to understand that the Venezuelan oil tanker that we seized had a fake Guyana flag. Africa. It's important to note that. That's why I'm laying all of this out. Right? Somalia, Venezuelan oil being sold to Hezbollah, Iran, all of these anti-America fractions. And how do they do it? Under the guise of a fake African flag. Pay attention. Fake GPS, Shadow Fleet Classic, sanctioned the boat. And somebody mentioned this in the chat. The boat had been sanctioned since 2022 as M/T Adisa smuggled Iran oil to Hezbollah. So it's not conjecture that this boat is doing this or that Venezuela is doing this. We know it's doing this. We already know this specific boat was doing this. Not only do we know Venezuelan cartels are doing this, we know the specific boat that we captured is a bad boat. Specifically, not just in general, this specific boat that you're hearing about smuggled Iranian oil to Hezbollah. Why? To get little American boys in. Come on, man. Trump, largest ever, we keep it. Maduro, privacy. Rally chance, Putin calls solidarity, oil prices down, jitters, no crisis. We auction it legally. We keeping the oil, we gonna auction it off. This hits Maduro's $20 billion oil lifeline to China/Cuba. Why do we do it? Listen. This hits Maduro, the president who's going to be soon ousted of Venezuela. We're going to hit him in his pocketbook. This hits Maduro's $20 billion oil lifeline. He's in charge of the cartel in Venezuela. That's why we're doing this. This hits his $20 billion oil lifeline from China and Cuba. Less cash for narco boats dumping poison in LA ports. You can't make this up. Raids, direct response, deploy the end users. Oil grab or terror takedown. Put it in the chat right now. Put me a #1 in the chat if you think this is an oil grab or a terror takedown. Put a 1 for oil grab, put a 2 for terror takedown, because Trump is so terrific. Trump is so terrific. Historical tanker hits, 20 plus bus, nuking enemy cash. Not newbie moves. This is not brand new, right? This is the boat that, listen, this is not newbie shit. The U.S. seized 20 to 25 tankers since 2019. Listen, this is not, see, you only knew about one drug boat. I told you 21 drug boats have been blown up. This is an ongoing operation. The Admiral and SEAL Team 6 had ongoing orders, but Rachel Maddow tried to say that SEAL Team 6 could be charged for murder and war crimes. This bitch didn't know that 21 boats have been blown up and that they had standing orders and that they are being considered terrorists, not just for the drugs, but also working with Hezbollah in Iran. See, the Democrats don't never tell you the whole story, what Venezuela is really doing. Why are we in Venezuela? Because they're helping terrorists at the same time sending fentanyl. It's a big drug ring. It's a big criminal process going on in Venezuela. That's why we in Venezuela. Just like in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they stole $1 billion. That's why we in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This ain't brand new. Now listen, 21 drug boats have been blown up, 80 drug dealers dead at the bottom of the ocean, and 20 tankers have been seized. Not just this one oil tanker. Listen, and it's all connected and tied back to Venezuela and Venezuelan Maduro and the fucking cartel. Listen. This is not newbie shit. The U.S. has seized 20 to 25 tankers since 2019. All Iran, Venezuela shadow funding. FTOs like Hezbollah, IRGC, and in 2020, 4 Iranian to Venezuela, 2.1 million barrels. 2019, 6 plus Iran Greece operations. 2022 to 2025, 10 hybrids like the Asia network that we seized. The total billions vaporized from terror wallets. November 2025, Cartel de los Solos, FTO flagged the skipper round 1. Did you guys know any of this? The drug boats, standing orders. This is Trump, though. This is the way the Republicans are dealing with the drug problem and dealing with terrorism. We're not arresting American citizens. There's no 3 strikes law. There's no stop and frisk. Trump has said, if I want to stop drugs in America, I'm going to go stop drugs at the source. But what have we also done? Not only are we stopping the fentanyl, stopping the cartel, stopping the cocaine, we are stopping the funding of terrorist groups like Hezbollah. If we can cut off the oil to Hezbollah, then you know they, without power, they cease to exist. So this is a multi-pronged operation that benefits you, the American citizen. We are the ones that are being ran over in American apartments by Venezuelan cartel gang members taking over Aurora, Colorado, taking over New Orleans, taking over Chicago, right? And selling fentanyl in the Midwest and plaguing the white American communities in Ohio, in Cleveland, in Kansas, in Nebraska. Over 80,000 fentanyl deaths a year. There is a pattern. We have observed a pattern, right? When you talk about seizing 25 tankers, all from Venezuela, and Venezuela doing business with Iran, Hezbollah, doing business with China and anti-American governments, what do? when we have identified and flagged the same tanker that we seized because we said that they gave oil to Iran in 2022. What do? Do we just continue to let these organizations get bigger because we want global conflict? I think the Democrats allow this because they make money off of the global conflict, like they push the issue in the Ukraine. This is tied to the LA crack. This is tied to Los Angeles immigration crackdown. Let's do a deep dive. We have 10,000 arrests in a cartel cleanup. Did you guys know that? What type of video do I have on the explosion? What type of, did I have some of it? I don't know if I have any video. U.S. forces seize sanctioned skipper tanker off Venezuela on December 10th. The Trump administration targeted the 20-year-old super tanker previously sanctioned in 2022, which has spoofed its location and flown a fake Guyana flag in international waters. Same thing with the drug speedboats. These are things that are highly illegal that can get you blown up or pulled over. Listen to the details of why this boat was seized. It is not about the oil. We are self-sufficient on oil. This boat was seized because it has spoofed its location. I just reported to you about fake GPS. So it lied to Navy SEALs and Navy admirals on air tankers. It said it spoofed this location with fake GPS and it flew a fake Guyana flag, an African flag. Remember, we talked about that, tying it to Somali immigrants stealing billions of dollars in Minneapolis. I think it's important that it flew a fake African flag. A Venezuelan boat selling oil to Hezbollah and it flies a fake African flag. I think that's important. I think you should note that. In international waters, President Trump called it the largest seizure ever, with the ship now heading to a U.S. port like Houston for forfeiture, while the crew faces questioning before release. Maduro labeled it naval piracy and saying and adopted "Don't worry, be happy" at a rally at U.S. added sanctions on more tankers and family members to disrupt oil funding for his regime. That's right, baby. That's right, baby. So this is Maduro, and y'all worried about Maduro. He ain't worried about you. Maduro is singing. Maduro is, this is Maduro after the oil tanker, after everything we done. This is how they celebrate. He is singing at a rally. Maduro singing at a rally.
Don't worry, be happy. La 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 la. Don't worry, be happy. La 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 la. Just peace, not war. Peace and love.
This is what they doing.
Ain't got no place to live.
This is what they doing. Y'all worried about Maduro? He ain't worried about Maduro is mocking you. Maduro is mocking you. Huh? He ain't worried about you.
Allá se le cayó la máscara. Aquí está el canciller. No, que si los manicomios. Que si el tren de Aragua.
Yes.
Que si el petróleo. Porque ayer hicieron un acto absolutamente criminal e ilegal cuando procedieron a un asalto militar, secuestro y robo como piratas del Caribe a una nave mercantil, comercial, civil, privada, una nave de paz que fue asaltada ya casi agarrando el Atlántico. No fue en las costas de Venezuela, fue casi ya arriba, mucho más al norte de Trinidad y Tobago, hacia la isla de Granada, ya agarrando el Atlántico. A esta hora que les hablo, los tripulantes de esa nave, de ese barco que llevaba a los mercados internacionales 1.900.000 barriles de petróleo, que lo pagaron en Venezuela, porque todo el que saque petróleo primero lo paga, están secuestrados, están desaparecidos. Nadie sabe dónde están. Se
Maduro claiming people have been kidnapped in the international markets, not only up to the fact that the boat was sanctioned. I got some more. We got them singing. I don't know.
los tripulantes
Everything is in Spanish. I need something in English, man. Everything is in Spanish. That's Maduro. Oh, Fox News. We got some fair use.
The socialist dictator of Venezuela.
Fair use. Let's go. This is one of my favorite guys, Jesse Waters, right here. Fair use. Maduro, oil tanker, let's go. Fair use.
Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro's counting his days and singing for mercy.
La 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 la. Don't worry, be happy. La 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 la. Just peace, not war.
Mad Dog Maduro's trying to get off Trump's naughty list because he's looking at a lot more than coal this Christmas. Yesterday, a highly trained team of 10 Marines and 10 Coast Guardsmen seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela.
Hit on the footage, everybody. Everybody, right now, let's look at it right now. We're going to go through this a couple times. I'm going to turn the volume down. We're going to get back to Jesse, but let's look at the footage. Have everybody seen it? So this is the footage of America. This is Maduro. Here we go. SEAL Team 6. I'm very proud. Let's go, America. Let's go, MAGA. SEAL Team 6. Look at this covert operation. Helicopter, they come down, repel. They repel down, man. These some badasses. They repel down, capture the boat. Good shit, man. Good shit to America, man. Did you guys see that? I love it, man. Let's get into it. Maduro oil tanker, first time video on YouTube. Oil tanker captured because it was sanctioned selling oil to Hezbollah, Iran, China, anti-American fractions. Let's go.
La 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 la.
Maduro singing,
Be happy.
mocking President Trump.
La, la, la,
This is Maduro
la, la,
singing,
la.
mocking Trump.
Just peace, not war.
Mad Dog Maduro's trying to get off Trump's naughty list because he's looking at a lot more than coal this Christmas. Yesterday, a highly trained team of 10 Marines and 10 Coast Guardsmen seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Footage shows a chopper approaching the vessel, with American forces rappelling down onto the deck, weapons drawn, detaining the captain. We set another record.
From the standpoint of news, as you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later.
The tanker seized is known as the Skipper. Biden sanctioned it in 2022 for ties to Iran and Hezbollah. The Skipper wasn't with Gilligan. It was.
Didn't I say that? I said Biden sanctioned it, but didn't do nothing. Doug, put these notes in the chat. Biden sanctioned it. So when you say Trump, it's a legal seizure. I see you in the chat. I see you dummies in the chat. You said Trump did an illegal seizure. This boat was sanctioned by Biden in 2022, but Biden and Kamala Harris, feckless non-leadership, didn't do shit. They didn't do shit but cause conflict. They just caused problems. Write it down. Take the notes. This boat was sanctioned and identified by the Kamala Harris Biden administration, but they didn't get shit done. Trump just did. Double tap, hit the like button. Did y'all know that? How many people knew that? I'm going to go play it again. Let's get back. We're doing a fair use reaction. Fair use reaction. First time on YouTube to the oil tanker being seized, because there's a lot of misinformation online saying that Trump stole oil from Venezuela without the proper context that links this oil to Iran, Hezbollah, an anti-American fraction terrorist, and fentanyl in LA. I'm doing it this morning. Thank you for watching. Double tap at the like button. You're watching the Perfect Timing Podcast. Let's get into the U.S. oil seizure, the largest ever.
And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later.
The tanker seized is known as the Skipper. Biden sanctioned it in 2022 for ties to Iran and Hezbollah.
Biden sanctioned it in 2022 for ties to Hezbollah and Iran. The skipper was sanctioned by Biden in 2022 for ties to Hezbollah and Iran. Trump is just the one who got it done.
The tanker seized is known as the Skipper. Biden sanctioned it in 2022 for ties to Iran and Hezbollah. The Skipper wasn't with Gilligan. It was equipped with electronic warfare technology, which can present a real threat.
These are used to suppress enemy air defenses, to disrupt enemy communications. They're what you do in the initial wave of an attack to protect friendly aircraft and to make it harder for the enemy to respond.
The Skipper's out of commish, but we kept the oil, and we didn't even have to drill, baby, drill.
The vessel will go to a U.S. port, and the United States does intend to seize the oil. However, there is a legal process for the seizure of that oil, and that legal process will be followed.
Maduro is fuming, the dictator vowing to break America's teeth. Ouch. This is all a part of his no good, very bad day. The seizure came just hours after we smuggled the Venezuelan opposition leader out of the country. Maria Machado won the last election, but Maduro wouldn't leave. So she was the one who won the Nobel Peace Prize. Sources say the CIA smuggled her out in a wig, passing through 10 military checkpoints, then rode a wooden boat onto the Caribbean island of Curacao, then boarding a plane to Norway, where she picked up the prize. The fact that she made it past all those military checkpoints is freaking Maduro out, because it means his security apparatus dropped the ball and let her escape. Were some of them in on it? Probably. That means Maduro's losing his tight grip over the military, just at the wrong time. A pair of F-18s just buzzed the Gulf of Venezuela, making it the closest known approach of U.S. aircraft in Venezuelan airspace. More assets are pouring into Puerto Rico. American Growlers. These are aircraft that provide electronic warfare support during tactical operations. And now the Green Mountain Boys of the Vermont National Guard are deploying F-35s to the Caribbean.
Potential invasion or potential land strikes in Venezuela aligned with the president's supporters, the MAGA base, does it risk the potential for a prolonged war?
Prolonged war is definitely not something this president is interested in. He's been very clear about that. He wants peace. He also wants to see the end of illegal drugs being trafficked into the United States and taking the lives of hundreds of thousands of Americans across our country.
The Venezuelan opposition leader was asked about a potential U.S. invasion, and here was her answer.
Venezuela has been already invaded. We have the Russian agents. We have the Iranian agents. We have terrorist groups such as Hezbollah, Hamas, operating freely in accordance with the regime.
Wow! Number one podcast in the land! Number one podcast! Woo! Number one podcast, double down. I got the number one podcast. No one is giving you these facts, baby. Do you know who this is? This is the leader of the opposition. The Democrats supposedly love women. The Democrats supposedly love democracy. This is the democratically elected woman who should be president of Venezuela, but Maduro tried to kill her. The CIA got her out. She just told you what I've been telling you all day with Joe Biden, why Joe Biden sanctioned the skipper. Why did Joe Biden sanction the skipper? The skipper was sanctioned by the Biden administration for dealing with Hezbollah, Iran, and all of the terrorist fractions. She said they operate freely in Venezuela. They operate. So when you hear about, Trump going to war in Venezuela, no, we're going after terrorists in Venezuela. They operate freely. They are going out. They were already taken over. We're already at war. They are sending fentanyl. 80,000 Americans murdered. I'm going to play it again. Number one podcast in the land. This is the number one podcast in the land. This is the number one podcast in the land. Number one podcast in the land. Number one. Someone calls. See, the Democrats just want to call her a liar. You don't want to hear the truth. I thought you supported women. I thought you supported women in politics. I thought you supported women in politics. But when the women don't agree with you, what do? You throw Pam Bondi under the bus. You throw Tulsi under the bus. If the women don't agree with you, then it's okay to treat them like crap. But pay attention. Stop putting the same shit in my chat. What is you doing? Don't put this. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to who is running Venezuela. Who is running Venezuela? Why is America in Venezuela?
Opposition leader was asked about a potential U.S. invasion, and here was her answer.
Venezuela has been already invaded. We have the Russian agents. We have the Iranian agents. We have terrorist groups such as Hezbollah, Hamas, operating freely in accordance with the regime. We have the Colombian guerrilla, the drug cartels that have taken over 60% of our population.
If that's all true, Maduro's harboring drug cartels, guerrilla fighters, KGB, and jihadists right in our backyard.
Yep.
No bueno. So far, Trump's not been rash. He's squeezing Maduro slowly like a python. Start with the money. Kill the drug traffickers and stop the sanctioned oil sales. And that means taking these ghost tankers out before they can make Maduro money. The dictator's illegal oil exports are the only thing propping his regime up. He uses the oil cash to bribe the military and keep the lights on. Trump just sanctioned 3 of Maduro's narco nephews tied to cocaine and petroleum. 22 coke boats have already been smoked, and our carriers are still parked right outside his front door.
22 coke boats have already been smoked. Who told you that first? Who told you that first? I said they've been focusing on one boat because of the double tap, but I told you this were ongoing orders, and Rachel Maddow is trying to get SEAL Team 6 charged with murder. I said this is the 22nd boat. I said 21 boats have already been blown up and 80 dead drug dealers. Did you know the news has you focus on one drug boat? I said these are standing orders. These are narco terrorists, not just for the fentanyl, but also for smuggling oil. And that had been noted by the Biden administration going back to 2022. So when we say narco terrorists, please unpack the actual definition. Narco terrorists. Did you hear the opposition leader that they work with Hezbollah? They work with Al-Qaeda every day in Venezuela. 60% of the country is ran by the cartel. Did you hear that? Let me play that again. I got to play that again. Man, because people need to know why are we there? And this is a woman who should be president in Venezuela. She won the election, but Maduro was going to kill her. Now listen to her tell American people the reality of the Venezuelan public, what the Venezuelan public is dealing with every day.
Here was her answer.
Venezuela has been already invaded. We have the Russian agents. We have the Iranian agents. We have terrorist groups such as Hezbollah, Hamas, operating freely in accordance with the regime. We have the Colombian guerrilla, the drug cartels.
Hezbollah working in coordination with the regime. Did you hear what she said? She said Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda working in coordination with the regime.
That have taken over 60% of our population.
If that's all true, Maduro's harboring drug cartels, guerrilla fighters, KGB, and jihadists right in our backyard. No bueno. So far, Trump's not been rash. He's squeezing Maduro slowly like a python. Start with the money. Kill the drug traffickers and stop the sanctioned oil sales. And that means taking these ghost tankers out before they can make Maduro money. The dictator's illegal oil exports are the only thing propping his regime up. He uses the oil cash to bribe the military and keep the lights on. Trump just sanctioned 3 of Maduro's narco nephews tied to cocaine and petroleum. 22 coke boats have already been smoked, and our carriers are still parked right outside his front door. Maduro feels the noose tightening.
No more Afghanistan. No more Libya. Basta de guerras eternas, carajo.
The dictator's assessing his options. He can flee with amnesty to the Middle East, but if he wants to eat pork, Belarus, Putin's client state, says he can retire there. Putin actually called Caracas to check in on their Latin American strongman. Is Vlad trying to give Maduro an off-ramp to curry favor with the Trump administration during the Ukraine negotiation? Or is he making his proxy into a porcupine to draw American blood? Not sure. But seizing ghost tankers isn't just about Maduro. We're asserting dominance over the Western Hemisphere and checking Chinese and Russian intrusion. We're also flexing in the Pacific theater. Russia and China just conducted joint military drills together. That's Never something you want to see. So US B-52 bombers were flying in formation alongside Japanese fighter jets this week over the Sea of Japan. Now, if there's a war in the Pacific, we'll need oil tankers, and lots of them, which is why we're keeping the skipper and potentially others. Reuters is reporting the United States will be seizing more and more sanctioned tankers in the Caribbean, and this hurts China too. The sanctioned Venezuelan oil is mostly being sold to Beijing. And the Chinese have been building massive refineries in Venezuela to process their crude. You can't have that.
Did you hear all of these facts? China is building processing plants in Venezuela to process the dirty crude.
This activity sends a strong message to Latin America, especially Colombia.
He's going to have himself some big problems if he doesn't wise up. Colombia is producing a lot of drugs. They have cocaine factories that they make cocaine, as you know, and they sell it right into the United States. So he better wise up, or he'll be next. He'll be next too.
This is the first time that America has gone after cocaine at the source. Donald Trump is the best president. Put it in the chat. Donald Trump is the best president in the world. This is the first time that an American president, we had Biden, we had Clinton, we had stop and frisk, we had 3 strikes you're out. We had all Americans being arrested for drugs. This is the first time ever American president, a sitting president, that said, I'm going to go after Colombia. They have cocaine factories and they sell cocaine into America. Every other Democratic president who has said, I am tough on crime, the translation is arrest American citizens. American jails are full. Americans are addicted to cocaine. Fentanyl deaths at 80,000 a year. How many people have seen the reports in Philadelphia with the people hanging over, sleeping on Kensington Avenue? The Midwest has been ravaged by pharmaceuticals, Vicodin, Oxycontin. Our American streets are filled with drug addicts and crime right now today. And up until now, every Democratic president says, arrest people, arrest people. We need more money for police, right? The police have been militarized under Obama. Remember, Barack Obama gave the police military equipment. Did y'all know even where the military equipment came from? After Afghanistan and Iran, Barack Obama sold military equipment to local police forces. So when you saw BLM protests and police officers with military equipment, it was because Barack Obama and the Democrats militarized the American police to go after and arrest Americans while the drugs just continued to flow. Cocaine on the way, cocaine on the way, cocaine, fentanyl, every drug in the book can come into America, and all the Democrat is going to do is arrest an American citizen. The addicts got arrested. The drug dealers got arrested. The people hurt on the side of the drug war. The drug war has been going on 50 years. What are the numbers of the drug war? What is the results of the drug war? We haven't stopped drugs. Only thing that has happened is the cartels have gotten larger, richer, and more prolific. The cartels have gotten more prolific. Do you understand? How long ago was Noriega? How long ago was El Chapo? They had tunnels. This is 30, 40 years ago, but still today they sell tons of cocaine, and not one president. America's supposed to be the most largest military, the #1 in the world, and not one president said, I'm going to go to South America and I'm going to tell the South American leaders, if you don't stop selling cocaine in America, I'm going to blow your ass off the water, because I'm going to take it as war. I'm going to take it as a sign of war if you don't stop producing and selling illegal cocaine in America. This is the first president that did not say, I'm going to be tough on crime. I'm going to be tough on drugs by arresting Americans. This is the first president that said, I'm going to be tough on crime. I'm going to be tough on drugs by stopping the cocaine at the source. We're going to go to Venezuela. We're going to go to Bolivia, and we're going to go to Los Angeles and arrest illegal cartel immigrants who are running gangs and drugs in America. I never thought this would happen. How many people ever thought that people go to LA, go to Disneyland? We see every time you go to LA, we know there's fake Louis Vuitton purses. We know there's Chinese mafia in LA. We know there's Mexican mafia in LA. why, you can buy fake Louis Vuitton, fake Versace. We all knew that for years, but we never thought that the government would be bold enough and one day go to Los Angeles and arrest the criminals who are selling fake goods and funding crime here and back in their country. And I was so happy when Trump did that. Now, if it wasn't for Trump and going after the criminals in America, we wouldn't know about $1 billion being stolen in Minneapolis, Minnesota. $1 billion because Somalian immigrants stole money during COVID. Did you guys know that? And the only reason we know that is Trump has said, by the way, I'm going to be tough on crime. Listen, every other Democrat says, I'm tough on crime. They arrest American citizens. How can you be upset when an American president say, my manifestation of tough on crime is I am going to arrest illegal immigrants who are criminals. Most of them have been told by a court to go back home. Did you know most of the people being deported and being arrested are being deported and arrested because they've been arrested as criminals before in America, and they have orders, deportation orders, and they have not gone by they stayed in the country. They got arrested. It doesn't matter what type of crime they got arrested for. They got arrested in America, not being a citizen. They went to court and the judge said, you getting deported. You got to go home. You got 6 months to go home. And they don't leave. Did you guys know that? The majority of the people being arrested who are already criminal gang members have been given deportation orders and have stayed in the country. And America just said, we don't have the money. We don't have the bandwidth. We can't go city to city and arrest people who won't leave, right? We can they send letters. The Democrats would send letters. Hey, you're supposed to leave. We need you to leave. And they would laugh. The immigrants would laugh at the letters. Hey, they sent me a letter. They want me to leave. Trump stopped sending letters. Remember, Joe Biden gave out bottles of water at the border. The difference with Trump administration is he's not sending letters to illegal immigrants who are criminals who have been told to go home. Trump is showing up at the door. Why do you think people know? Why do you think they got a whistle? Why do you think they blowing the horn? Because the whole neighborhood knows, because up until now, it was only a letter. The whole neighborhood knows you were supposed to go home. Your mama knows, your wife knows, everybody knows you were supposed to go home. Everybody knows you had a court date and the judge said, go home, but you never left. So now here they are knocking on the door and they know your name. Tell me, why do they know your name? Why do they know where you work? When you guys watch these videos, why do they know their name? Why do they know where they work? Why do they know where they live? Because a judge has already said, go home. Because you committed a crime and they did not leave. So ICE knocks on the door. ICE is here. Hello. ICE is here. We're here because we got a deportation order that you never adhered to. You never left. You never left. See, you was a criminal and you never left. Everybody sees the video. Oh my God, they're getting him. No one asks, how the fuck do they know who he is? How do they know his name? They don't know my name. They're not knocking on my door. How do they know your name, Eduardo? How do they know your name, Jose? They know your name because you committed a crime. You had a court date and the judge said go home and you did not go home. Do you know I showed a video where somebody was still in front of Home Depot in 2025? I said, this is not believable. Can you be mad at Trump? How could you be mad at Trump and ICE when you have illegal immigrants still in front of Home Depot in 2025? You don't know that Trump is arresting illegal immigrants? You're going to stand in front of Home Depot in 2025? That don't make no sense. And then Democrats want to cry? Democrats want to cry? How can you cry, Democrat, when this motherfucker is standing in front of Home Depot in 2025? It don't make no good motherfucking sense. It's Home Depot. Everybody know ICE. If I'm in the ICE van, I better not see nobody in front of Home Depot. Imagine doing the bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? Bad boys. Is that a Home Depot? Is that a Home Depot? Is that a Home Depot? Is that some motherfucking motherfuckers with some flannel shirts and hard boots sitting in front of Home Depot? Bad boys. What you gonna do? in front of Home Depot, really, in 2025. You're going to post up in front of Home Depot and it's our fault. Trump is the bad guy. It just don't make no damn sense, brother. It don't make no damn sense. Today, I had to expose because everybody think Trump is going after this oil tanker. And the truth is, Venezuela is working with Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, Iran. Venezuela sells oil. This boat is not the first boat. We have captured 25 boats. The drug boat, we have blown up 21 drug boats. Trump is handling business. It is not just one oil tanker. The one thing I want you to know is the whole truth. It doesn't matter if you don't like Trump. It doesn't matter if you don't like Trump. If you don't like me, you need to know the entire truth. The entire truth is 25 oil tankers have been taken this year since Trump. That's the entire truth, not just one oil tanker. We are crippling Maduro. And if you want to know the truth about the drug boats, not one drug boat, 21 drug boats have been blown out the damn water and 80 drug dealers and over 100 tons of cocaine have been seized. Fentanyl, the whole shebang. The whole shebang. Now let's get back to the reports. Who else got this shit going? Double tap at the like button. Number one podcast on YouTube.
I hope he's listening.
Colombia is signed onto China's Belt and Road. They bet on the wrong horse. We're cleaning up our backyard, stopping drugs, superpowers, and caravans. These people are killing Americans. But Mad Maxine, no relation, wants Trump brought up on charges.
He is basically killing and bombing boats, claiming that these people are involved with drug trafficking without evidence, without proof, without coming to the Congress of the United States to talk about what he knows and what should be done.
All right. Let's do a sidebar. We're gonna do a sidebar real quick. Maxine Waters talking shit about Trump. No, you didn't. Maxine Waters, why would you give me an opportunity to go in on your ass? Maxine Waters talking shit about Trump. Where y'all want to start with Maxine Waters? How much is she worth, or how old is Maxine Waters? Let's lay some foundation. I'm gonna have some fun with this one. Maxine Waters, did you see that wig? Did you see her face falling off of her face? Her left cheek was touching her shoulder. Did you see her left cheek touching her shoulder? That wig was barely on her head. How old is Maxine Waters? Hold on. Why is these baby boomers still in office? How old is Maxine Waters? She needs to retire. Nancy Pelosi's retiring next year. How old is Maxine Waters? The next question is going to be how much. She's 87 motherfucking years old. 87. She was born in 1938. Holy, no. If Biden cognitively can't be in the office, why is how much money is Maxine Waters worth? How much money is Maxine, you don't want to put on the red light. Maxine, how much money is Maxine Waters worth? You don't got to put on the red light. Put on the red light. Oh, put on the red light. How much is 87 motherfucking years old? Holy shit. $3.7 million. Did you know Maxine Waters is worth $3.7 million? I estimate it's higher than that. They say the investments total 1 to 5 million in the broad ranges. She has real estate 3 to 4 million. So really, how much is it, right? How much is it? The value approximate due to disclosures. So Maxine Waters worth about $4 to $5 million. How much money was she worth when she became a congresswoman? How much was she worth before, Now remember, Omar worth 30 million before she became Congress, She a multi-millionaire now. Maxine Waters, 87 years old, still in office. She was worth less than $100,000. She didn't have shit. Maxine Waters was worth less than $100,000. She was broke. She became office, she was a factory worker. Maxine Waters was a garment factory worker, telephone operator, Head Start teacher, made $5,000 to $10,000 a year through the mid-60s. Huh? And now, after being a congresswoman, she worth multi-millions of dollars. Did y'all know that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million? Huh? $30 million? 30 mil. How did she become worth 30 mil? And she married her brother, Representative Ilhan Omar, the Somalian American congresswoman representing Minnesota 5th District with $8. At the center, heated debate over her finances following her May 25 financial disclosure, right? The filing reports her household net worth shared with her husband, Tim Minute, her third husband in 3 years, the white man. Remember, she married 2 Somalians before this white boy. The estimate ranges from $6 to $30 million, a dramatic increase from prior years. I'm going to say it again. Omar of the squad, Jasmine Crockett, AOC. Now I'm telling you about Ilhan Omar, worth $30 million fucking dollars. This has fueled claims of sudden wealth with critics. Conservative outlets like the Perfect Timing podcast highlighting a 3,500% jump from 2023. So since 2023, she was worth $65,000. Now in 2025, she is worth $30 million. Omar fact checkers emphasize that this reflects estimated evaluations of her husband's business. Her brand new husband, who was broke when she married this white man. Remember, she is being investigated. I read to you reports that the Trump DOJ is investigating Omar for marrying her brother. Now, this is not a report. This is not MAGA trying to make something up and be mean to her. I am not trying to make something up and be mean to her. Listen to this. DHS review Representative Ilhan Omar immigration files over marriage fraud claims. Listen, this is not MAGA being upset. I'm not just making news up. I would not do that. I have to be honest on my podcast. I am reporting to you the news. Listen to this. Tom Homan announced this week that the Homeland Security, this is not just a rumor anymore, right? We can actually talk about this on the podcast because there is an official investigation. Tom Homan announced this week that Homeland Security is pulling Omar's files and will examine the top fraud investigator who reportedly sees, listen, clear evidence of issues. The claim was first raised in 2016, relies on marriage records, tax filings, social media, and timeline gaps, suggesting her husband, Ahmed Noor Saeed Alim Nawir, was her brother. A charge Omar denies as baseless and rooted in bias. No charges have been resulted as of yet, with fact checkers calling the sibling link unproven. Those statutes of limitations had previously stalled probes. The move aligns with broader DHS scrutiny in Minnesota Somali community amid fraud case and deportations. So this is no longer a rumor or conjecture. This is Tom Homan and the Homeland Security officially pulling her files and examining whether or not we can say with honesty she married her brother. Today, we cannot say whether or not she married her brother. All I can report is that there is a Homeland Security investigation into whether or not she actually did marry her brother based on billion-dollar fraud scheme under her watch. Now, remember what I reported to you earlier. We have a Somalian mayor, a Somalian congresswoman, and a Somalian senator all over the same community that stole $1 billion. Now, the congresswoman is worth $30 million. The Somalian mayor has a video saying that she has told the chief of police to not follow the federal orders of ICE agents, and instead she is employing sanctuary city policies that are not based in law. Now, can we get back to our news? I just wanted to tell you what we're talking about this morning. Let's get back to our news. Let's get back to our news. Trump news. Maxine Waters trying to go in on Trump. Maxine Waters is a multimillionaire. When she started as a congresswoman, she was not a multimillionaire. Omar, multimillionaire in 2 years. Maxine Waters, multimillionaire, upset at Trump over him handling Venezuelan terrorists.
And how it should be handled. He's just killing people.
No one's taking these people seriously anymore. especially after the mess Biden and the border czar made down south.
Ha!
The president is pushing an America first foreign policy, and the media is just trying to slow it down with another hoax.
Mr. President, has Secretary Hexon told you why he hasn't released the video of the second strike?
No, he hasn't told me. I thought that issue was dead. I'm surprised you bring it up. You must be CNN.
Lawmakers
Are you CNN?
on the Hill.
Are you CNN?
I am with CNN.
Oh, gee, I'm shocked to find out.
The lawmakers are talking about it.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know about lawmakers. Which lawmakers you're talking about?
Just the Democrats that are talking about trying to release it.
I mean, the people that you work for, the Democrats? You know you work for the Democrats, don't you? You're basically an arm of the Democrat Party.
The Democrats ran on, we have to stop a dictator. And now that Trump's stopping one, they call it a war crime. So Mada is calling for a coup, not in Venezuela, here, because she says Trump's gone loco.
Trump really doesn't seem to have any idea why he's going to war in Venezuela, nor does he seem to be in charge of any of the decisions that are leading us to this war. And so we also have to worry about who's actually running the government right now and who is actually driving us toward this regime change war that the president doesn't seem to be at the helm of. We don't know who is, and we don't know why.
Mada wasn't worried about who was running our government when Biden was passed out on the beach. Democrats tried to put Trump in prison because he said an election was stolen. Now, Maduro actually stole the election, and Democrats took his side. So if you're keeping score at home, Democrats are now on the side of drug cartels, dictators, China, and the Iranians. Not a great neighborhood to be in.
Are y'all keeping score? Are y'all keeping score? Everybody keeping score at home? I'll keep a score. The MAGA is keeping score. Double tap at the like button. Thank you everybody for watching. Double tap at the like button. Man, we are talking about the oil tanker being taken by Trump. I'm giving you context. Everybody's heard about this oil tanker that's being taken, but no one has given you the proper context of what's going on, man. So let's give him the backdrop again. We talked about Omar. Let's give him the backdrop again. Where my oil tanker news at? We talking about the Venezuelan oil tanker that's been taken. Where it is, there it is right here, man. Trump administration targeted a 20-year-old super tanker previously sanctioned in 2022 by the Biden administration, but they did nothing about it, which has spoofed its location. Now, remember in the video, it talked about, I told you that it had spyware, or it had a fake GPS system that was able to spoof its location, and it also could trick the air. So it wasn't just tricking the aircraft carriers, but it also could mask itself to the people in the air, right? President Trump called it the largest seizure ever. They also had a fake Guyanan flag. Now, I talked about Somalian fraud. I think it's legitimate to bring up the fact that the flag came from an African country. So the ship that was taken, number one, it was flagged by Biden in 2022. Number two, it had a false flag, a Guyana flag, and it also had spyware level GPS that tried to mask its appearance. Just in case you wanted to know why we even got on the boat. And it was their job, the Navy SEALs, it's their job. If a boat is flying a false flag, has fake spyware level GPS, right, and has been previously sanctioned in 2022. Now, it matters why Biden sanctioned the boat. It matters why Biden sanctioned the boat. Biden sanctioned the boat because Venezuela had been caught illegally selling its crude to Hezbollah, to terrorists. That's why Biden sanctioned the boat. It matters why Biden sanctioned the boat. It also matters that Biden never arrested or never said or did anything to Venezuela for actually selling drugs and guns and oil to Hezbollah and working with terrorists. Biden just let it ride. Trump saw the boat and they went after it because they knew for a fact that this boat was a narco-terrorist boat, and it was lying about its flag. It had GPS to lie about who it was. These are the facts that hasn't been. And number two, this is the 25th boat. We have blown up 25 drug boats, and we have seized 25 oil tankers that work with Hezbollah, Iran, and Al-Qaeda. Maduro labeled it naval piracy and saying and adapted "Don't be worried, happy" at a rally as U.S. added sanctions and more tankers, family members to disrupt oil funding for his regime. So when you hear about this oil tanker, please understand it's the 25th oil tanker. They're selling oil to terrorists. So when you hear about Trump having the right to blow up these boats, now you have the foundation of what it means to be a narco-terrorist. It's not just the fentanyl, it's them working with terrorist groups and funding those terrorist groups and having ties with those terrorist groups. And I am talking about the main groups. I'm talking about Al-Qaeda. I'm talking about Hezbollah. I'm talking about Iran and Afghanistan having members and fractions in Venezuela working together, selling and buying oil, guns, and drugs. And it's relevant. It's ultra relevant, and it's more relevant that Biden was the one who first sanctioned the boat. So this boat does not come out of the thin air. Like Kamala said, did you just fall out of a coconut tree? This boat did not just fall out of a coconut tree. This boat was sanctioned by the coconut tree owner. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden sanctioned the boat, right? So that's what we're talking about today, and how this is tied to Louisiana and Los Angeles and 10,000 deportees. We got 10,000 in this Trump operation where we are arresting. Earlier, I told you, we only arresting criminals. We got 10,000.
And Greg Bovino, I mean, it is actually hard to believe what we're reporting here. I mean, in J.B. Pritzker's Illinois, an illegal aid alien is working as a sworn-in police officer with a badge, with a gun, and a pension. Your reaction?
Oh, Sandra and John, it's good to be with you again. Thanks for having me. It's unbelievable that the state of Illinois and Governor J.B. Pritzker would hand an illegal alien a weapon. Title 18 USC Code 922 says it's a felony for an illegal alien to possess or own a firearm. But yet here we have an illegal alien with a firearm in the state of Illinois, as per J.B. Pritzker and those leaders. It's absolutely amazing what's going on here in Illinois. We do have a crime problem here. This is yet another example of the out of control crime problem, this time perpetrated by the state in Illinois.
This is J.B. Pritzker, however. This is earlier today, Greg, claiming that it's President Trump's actions that are bad, that they echo authoritarianism as he is deploying his policies. Listen.
Trump is looking to cause mayhem and lay the foundation for actions far more craven. We cannot accept any of this as normal, and we cannot remain silent. We must continue to call this what it is, a dangerous power grab that echoes the rise of authoritarianism and authoritarian regimes throughout world history.
For a second there, you thought he woke up and he was actually talking about this illegal alien from Montenegro who was sworn in as a police officer. But no, he's talking about President Donald Trump, Greg.
Sandra, at this point, I think J.B. Pritzker has more in common with drug cartels, terrorist drug cartels, than he does with American citizens. He calls us terrorists, thugs. All the while, there's $50,000 bounties on the heads of American law enforcement, and he takes this approach. I think he's got more in common, again, with terrorist cartels than he does his own citizens.
I agree. How many people agree in the chat? I agree. How many people agree in the chat? This is how we had these problems. This is why ICE is going around. I agree. How many people agree in the chat? He got to go. He got to go. Huh? He got to go. I agree. How many people agree in the chat? We going through it. We going. Judge rules evidence linked to James Comey ally is off limits to DOJ. DOJ appealing ruling. This Pam Bondi appealing a DOJ ruling. Bondi vows immediate appeal after judge dropped his case against Comey and Latia James.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon.
Loser Latia James. Man, what else I got, man? More than 10,000 illegal aliens arrested in sanctuary Los Angeles since DHS lost operations in June. Washington, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS announced today U.S. Customs Border and Protection, CBP, and Immigration Customs Enforcement Force, ICE, have made more than 10,000 arrests of illegal aliens, including murderers, kidnappers, sexual predators, and armed carjackers in Los Angeles. Just who those who keeping count. in California since June 2005. It should be scary. It should be terrifying that there was that many criminal immigrants in the country. I'm gonna read that again because it's not even believable, the numbers, because people should be more terrified. I said the U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced today that U.S. Customs and Border Protection and Immigration Customs ICE have made more than 10,000 arrests of illegal aliens, including murderers, kidnappers, sexual predators, and armed carjackers in Los Angeles, California since only June. Trump has only been in office for 10 months. He's a lame duck president. We got 3 more years. Pay attention to the most successful, most prolific, most productive presidency ever in your lifetime. Don't forget about the big, beautiful bill that was trillions of dollars. The one big, beautiful bill. Jasmine Crockett had one job. Omar had one job. AOC had one job to stop or change the big, beautiful bill. But they want to be elected to Senate, but she don't have nothing that she can come to you and say, you know, the big, beautiful bill was bad, but I got these changes made to the big, beautiful bill because I'm such a good politician. Jasmine Crockett can't say that. AOC can't say the big beautiful bill is bad, but I got these changes made because I'm got this good politician. AOC still wants to be senator, but she didn't make any changes to the big beautiful bill. Neither did Jasmine Crockett, neither did Omar. They enriched their own pockets though. They enriched their own pockets, but why would they be elected to senator? What does Jasmine Crockett have to run on? What does AOC? Why would you promote them from Fry Cook? This is a success operation in spite of violent rioters who also who assaulted our law enforcement, threw rocks and Molotov cocktails at them and attempted to obstruct lawful arrest of criminal illegal aliens. I'm reading this from the DHS.gov website, right? In face of violence from rioters and demonization by sanctuary politicians, DHS law enforcement has made over 10,000 arrests in Los Angeles since operation began in June. Some of the most heinous criminal illegal aliens arrested include murderers, kidnappers, sexual predators, and armed carjackers, said Assistant Secretary Tricia Mulligan. Gavin Newsom, Governor of California, Karen Bass, Mayor of Los Angeles, failed the people of California. They let criminals roam free. Thanks to our brave law enforcement, California is safer. And with these thugs off the street, 10,000, you guys, instead of thanking our law enforcement for removing criminals from the communities, Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass reportedly demonized our brave law enforcement during these operations. Now, that's just in Los Angeles. Now, we still got 5,000 from Minneapolis and included more in New Orleans, right? What else I got for you? Just giving you a lot of facts. Just in for Christmas, Operation at Large. That's the name of Trump. Operation at Large. 10,000 criminal illegal aliens arrested in Los Angeles. We're doing what the sanctuary state of California and city of Los Angeles refused to do, ridding the greater Los Angeles area of murderers, drug dealers, sexual predators, and other violent criminals who are here illegally. And don't be mistaken, we are not resting on our laurels. We are not stopping at this milestone. This city is still hiding criminal illegal aliens, so we are going to keep finding and arresting them, all to make this community and country safer for those who are here legally. This report, this little promotional video, how they looking out there, the hard work that they doing out there. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. I need that clip, man. I need that clip. I can play that every time y'all hit the super chat. I'm gonna play that. Every time you hit the super chat, I'm gonna play that. MAGA in the house. Every time you hit the super chat, I'm gonna play that. I like that clip. We're gonna save that, man. So everybody, every time you hit the super chat, man, I'm gonna play that clip. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Everybody watching, I'm gonna ask a big favor, man. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe, man. We just having a good time. We talked about the U.S. seizure. What else we got to talk about, man? What else? Look at Joy Reid. What Joy Reid talking about? Joy Reid shares video, Jingle Bells. Oh my God, man. What else I had? What else I had down here, man? I had something else down here for us. I thought I had more about Los Angeles. But I think, let me get back to my script. Let me see. DHS. Okay, LA crackdown, Operation at Large, June launched, December surge hits 10,000 in LA, ICE, BP, guard raids, car washes, court sites, targets worse, Compton gang killers, Juan Aurora, 17 years of murder, child hurt, Sergio Alberto Rodriguez, kidnappers, 50% no record, no DHS, 160,000 nationwide. Did y'all hear that? 160,000 arrests nationwide. It was 10 million by Biden numbers, 25 million by Trump numbers. Focus, criminals. I said this earlier, that this operation is focusing on criminals who've already been arrested for crimes, who have been given deportation orders, who have chosen to not leave, self-deport. So that's why ICE knows where to go, just in case you wanted to know. Focus is on criminals, 33% average, but LA is violent. Protests, curfews, torch cars, but Newsom sues, Trump deploys 700 Marines. Fentanyl, this is tied to the fentanyl from Venezuelan boats. This is how they're funding themselves. Raids cut demand, oil seizure, cut supply, Trump's 1-2 punch. Do you guys understand why we're doing both at the same time? Why it matters, education for the fight. For us, Black conservatives, this crushes the chaos hitting our hoods. Terror, oil to cartel poison. Raids save lives. Polls 50% back it, but dips in the blues. Dems crying, boo-hoo-hoo. Profiling facts say criminals share this. Arm, you circle against lies. Call out Call out the facts on oil raids. Put one in the chat if you believe these oil raids are legitimate and tied to the LA immigrant and the successes that we've had with this operation. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to ban you from the channel. Thank you. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to ban and block you from the channel. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, man, I keep putting on my but I'll be taking a little break. Every time I show a video, I take a little break. I'm gonna keep putting on this on because I keep getting them lips. 25 fill my tank. Let's go Trump. $25 filled your tank. You know that's directly money you can spend on Christmas presents. He cried. Yeah, man, my lips be getting chapped because every time I show a video, I take a little TOKE, and then I get my lips all chapped up, man. So, you know, had to go grease them back up again, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got video of Nolan. I just read to you reports from DHS.
Nation of laws, we're no nation.
Now, this is the lady that South Park makes fun of and says she shot a dog. Did she shoot a dog? I don't know if she shot a dog. I think she's beautiful. I said I think South Park is being kind of hard on the women of the Trump administration. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree Trump is the bomb. Put a 1 in the chat if you think South Park is being hard on the women of the Trump administration. The way they drew Pam Bondi and the way they drew her, and they said she shot a dog. I don't know if she shot a dog, but I think she's pretty beautiful. And I think, what somebody said? Hold on. What did somebody say? Oh, I thought somebody talked about her shooting the dog. Okay.
I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who break our laws. We are a nation of laws. If we are not a nation of laws, we're no nation at all. And that is what we are doing every day, is following those. If you guys don't like the law, go change it. That's your job. You don't complain. I was raised by a dad who said we don't complain about things. We fix them. Well, go fix them. If you don't like the law, quit bellyaching, quit hitting and attacking our ICE officers, quit going out and protesting and screaming vile things at them, quit calling them names. We wouldn't let our children do that. Go do something that actually matters by having an honest debate and changing the law. That's your jobs. You all should be fired, in my viewpoint. I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who break our laws.
I agree. Somebody in the chat breaking it down for me. Thank y'all in the chat for giving me the facts. Y'all hilarious. I'm not going to read what y'all said in the chat, but I'm going to just say y'all hilarious. I read it. I still think she's beautiful. So look, this is their picture. This is how they got her. This is what they parody on South Park. But I don't think it's fair. I think she's beautiful. But this is what they got her on South Park. But they make this look real bad. So this is what it looks in real life. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is my first time seeing this real life. Only today, I've only really seen the South Park image So now that I see the real life, I think she's a beautiful lady. I think South Park is being kind of cruel, but it's still hilarious the way every time she shoots a dog. You know what I'm saying? So every time she
American people demand truth.
Every time she shoots a dog, you know what I'm saying? So here go more video. Let's not talk about that. I'm not gonna bring that. I'm sorry. I'm a dog lover. I got my dog in here right now. I apologize. I don't know why that's funny. South Park is funny. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
I am sick of your lies. The American people are sick of these lies. American people demand truth.
America is very happy that finally they have a president in the White House that gets up every day to keep them safe.
Madam Secretary, your incompetence and your inability to truthfully carry out your duties of Secretary of Homeland Security. If you're not fired, will you resign?
Sir, I will consider your asking me to resign as an endorsement of my work. Thank you very much.
I am sick of your lies. The American people are sick of these lies. American people.
Who is... I don't know what I can say. I don't know is she at 7-Eleven? It sounds like he trying to order a Slurpee. It sounds like she trying to order a Slurpee. Is this the Congress? Is this what America come to? It sounds like you at 7-Eleven trying to get a big bite and a Slurpee, and the Slurpee machine is broken. Do you hear this 7-Eleven employee? Right. How you jinx, you owe me a soda. What's 7-Eleven? That's what I just said. What's 7?
I am sick of your lies. The American people are sick of these lies.
Give me a Slurpee. Give me a grape Slurpee. Give me a Slurpee.
American people demand truth.
What American people is he talking about? What American people is... Fix the Slurpee. This is the problem. This is the problem with politics right now. Everybody want a promotion. This is the problem with politics. Jasmine Crockett wanted a promotion from Fry Cook. He wanted a promotion for fixing the Slurpee machine. Fix the fucking Slurpee machine. It's 110 degrees outside. All my babies want is an ice cold grape Slurpee, and you talking this shit right here, man. Do your job, man. You have one job. Not look at this beautiful white woman with this damn accent talking about America. What America? What America?
I am sick of your lies. The American people are sick of these lies. American people demand truth.
American people demand truth. Oh, shit. Oh, God. You can't make this up. This is the best podcast. This is the best. Can you like everybody? Everybody can laugh at this. This is America. Everybody can laugh at this shit. This is hilarious.
I am sick of your lies. The American people are sick of these lies. American people demand truth.
America is very happy that finally they have a president in the White House that gets up every day to keep them safe.
Madam Secretary, your incompetence and your inability to truthfully carry out your duties of Secretary of Homeland.
Your inability to speak English, How about that? How about your inability to speak? Your inability to speak. Look how she look. She like, is this real? Oh, man.
And security. If you're not fired, will you resign?
Sir, I will.
Look at her. Who is... This is our country. Look at the white man right there. Look at that white. He can't believe it either. We can't believe it either. This is the people these are the people in your Democrats.
Will consider your asking me to resign as an endorsement of my work. Thank you very much.
I am sick of your lies.
This is the #1 clip, y'all. This is the most base clip I could find, man. This is the #1 clip, man. We going max today, man. We going all the way. It's Friday. It got to be a Friday show. It got to be a Friday vibe. You know, we keeping it Friday, all Friday. But I mean, I prepare the show. I work hard preparing the show, creating a thumbnail. But sometimes I surprise myself how good the show really is. I'm gonna be honest. I surprise myself how good the show really is sometimes. It's just you can't none of this stuff. I didn't know that the Slurpee guy from Simpsons was in Congress. I didn't didn't pick the clip because the Slurpee guy from Simpsons was gonna be there. That's not why I picked it. I picked it because I like Christie. I like the Trump administration. I think Trump hires beautiful, functional, intelligent women, and I like to call out the Democrats for not doing the same thing. I think Trump empowers a lot of intelligent women, right? From what you got from the immigration, from Pam Bondi, from agriculture secretary, everybody down the line, women, beautiful, intelligent, productive, and no one ever talks about it. No one ever speaks to the fact of how many women Trump has appointed that actually are intelligent and are good at their job if he's supposed to be this sexist, racist guy. Because the Democrats have you guys wearing these blinders. The Democrats have everybody wearing the blinders and no one can actually see what's actually in front of their face. Like, damn, there is a lot of women in the Trump administration. As he is saying this, as I think about it, we do make fun of Pam Bondi. We do make fun of Kristi Noem. We do make fun of the agriculture lady. We do make fun of Tulsi. So that's 4 he just mentioned that we all know in the news. What about the press secretary? That's 5. So all of these are women, prominent women at the forefront of the Trump cabinet. Why doesn't he get credit for that? Tulsi Gabbard, why doesn't he get credit for that? Let's go to the next video. Why doesn't he get credit for that?
There's nothing worse than someone who uses a baby as a political tool while taking babies away from the family. You cannot use a baby as a political tool while you take.
So she tried to walk home. She got her baby, and the Democrats don't care. This is America today. This is the same lady, Chris. This is the same Homeland Security, DHS, and this is a woman. Now, remember everything they said about women in girls' bathrooms and women in sports and transgender and Me Too and all of this shit. The Democrats and the liberals, bleeding hearts, right? The purple hair protesters tell you they love women. Remember that? This is a mother with her child, and this is what the Democrats do.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You're holding up. How dare you? Your child as separate children from their family. Separating them. Numerous families. You should have shame. All over the country. You're not stopping. You are concentration camps. You are the modern day SS. You are the Gestapo. Shame on you, Kristi Noem. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you for the baby as a prop. Shame on you. Shame on you for using the baby as a.
Did you hear him cursing? Did you hear him cursing with the baby right there?
Shame on you. Shame on you.
They don't care about the baby. They don't care about the baby.
Political toys.
They don't care about the baby. That's your Democrats right there. That's your Democrats. As you talk about me and my media style, that's your Democrats right there. They don't care about the baby. That's a mom. They're supposed to love mothers. They're supposed to be tolerant. Remember, they wanted girls, tampons in the boys' bathroom, girls on the sports team. All this shit American people didn't want. That's what they wanted. Remember, the Democrats pointed to you and said you were a bad person because you didn't want boys in the girls' locker room. We're the bad guys, right? But here goes a mother with her child trying to leave, and the Democrats are throwing profanity, blocking her. They didn't care about the baby. They yelling and spitting and cussing at the baby. That is disgusting. This is a mom. Yeah, a lot of feminists are like that. They supposed to be feminists, pro-women. A lot of the Trump women kick butt. That was disgusting. Did you guys see that? A lot of this stuff you could say, but you got to see it to believe it, right? To see the Democrats are the demon-crats, who they really are, that they don't care. Remember when they were singing about Charlie Kirk? Remember all those white liberals singing happy about Charlie Kirk? It was disgusting. It was disgusting, and people thought it was fake. It's not fake. If you did not believe those white liberals singing, celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, just look at the type of people who would spit and curse at a mom and a baby. It's the same Democrats that celebrated Charlie Kirk. The same Democrats that celebrated Charlie Kirk. You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
Husband Tanner, and that was my grandbaby.
Let me back to more clips of Kristi. Let's get Kristi back again with her beautiful, competent self. Shout out to Trump, DHS, and Trump appointee.
Today with me, I have my husband, Brian, who's with me, and also two of my children. My oldest daughter, Cassidy, and her husband, Kyle, are sitting here in the front row. And then my middle child, Kennedy, and her husband, Tanner, and that was my grandbaby, Noah, that was crying a little bit during the ranking member's comments. I don't think she agreed with him. I don't have my son with me or three of my grandchildren, but I'm very blessed that I have a wonderful family who is here and loves this country and is grateful for the work that we get to do as a family each and every day.
So she has a huge family and she has this job. She has a huge family. She has grown adult children. She is a grandmother. Did you guys know she was a grandmother? As they hurl these slurs, that was her grandchild. She has grown adult children and she still works for the American people. This is just a person that should be revered, but the Democrats have you so angry that you hate a grandmother who still works for the American government. Why? We live in some messed up times. We live in some messed up times. Yes, we do. We live in some messed up times.
The country are still dealing with the mistakes, the errors, and the willful disregard of the last administration. For 4 years, the Biden administration allowed millions of people to come into our country illegally. Millions more in our country were exploited and were brought in under parole programs without even basic vetting. As a result, we've seen terrorist attacks and heinous crimes committed against American children and families by criminal illegal aliens and violent perpetuators who should have never been allowed into this country in the first place. Transnational organized crime groups, including Mexico's Sinaloa, New Generation Jalisco, and other drug cartels, they cause chaos and they harm American interests. Our critical infrastructure faces a perilous landscape, largely driven by the impact of cyber attacks from bad actors and cyber criminals. American citizens are increasingly under threat from assassination attempts, intimidation tactics, and violence perpetuated by our adversaries, radical Islamic extremists and domestic extremists. These bad actors seek to undermine our public trust. They instill fear in Americans. They destabilize the institutions that safeguard our national security. The United States is preparing to host several major public events in 2026, most notably the FIFA World Cup and the celebration of the 250th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence. These large-scale events will be potential targets for a range of bad actors, and they come with an increased level of risk. DHS is using every tool and authority we have to ensure the safety of U.S. citizens and our visitors can enjoy next year's events.
Good job.
Radicalized domestic violent extremists and lone actors are a concern, and intentional targeting and murderous attacks on ICE agents in Texas, parishioners in Michigan, and 2 National Guardsmen here in Washington, D.C. are just some of the acts, the despicable examples that unfortunately are becoming too common. These threats underscore a clear need for security strategies that counter both large-scale and individualized attacks. We will remain alert in our mission to protect this country. We will protect our citizens. And as we enter into a historic year, America will be on the world stage. Our economy faces challenges from anti-competitive and illicit foreign economic practices that hurt the prosperity of all Americans. Those include economic espionage, intellectual property theft, and customs fraud. Illicit front companies often abuse the visa system to acquire sensitive U.S. equipment, information, and technology. Economic security is national security because a country that cannot feed itself, can't fuel itself, and cannot provide for itself cannot possibly defend itself.
Amen. Amen. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, man. She cooking, man. Just like we cooking on this Friday afternoon, man. How's everybody doing, man? I want to say happy holiday to everybody, man. Happy holiday to everybody, man. I'm so happy with everybody, man, watching. I want to play another clip, man.
That we're happy.
Listen to this. Y'all been listening to my content today. I think a lot of people be listening to my content, man. Listen to this clip. We gonna react to it. Fair use. We're gonna react to this. I think it's the Brilliant Idiots.
It's just funny to me that like there are people that were happy Charlie Kirk got shot because they disagreed on opinions, and they're fighting for due process for people who are driving fentanyl into the fucking country. Like, what the fuck do we live in? Why do we have more humanity for people who are actually profiting off of killing Americans?
Can you tell me in the chat? Somebody tell me, why do we have more humanity? Everybody wants to defend these drug boats. Everybody wants to defend these drugs. Pete Hegseth, Rachel Maddow says Navy SEAL Team 6 should go to jail for murder. The Admiral needs to go to questioning. Pete Hegseth, all American citizens, everybody who wants to protect America is the bad guy. But the drug boat guys are the guys that Rachel Maddow wants to have due process. The Democrats wants to pay for all the illegal aliens to go to court. The Democrats want to pay for all the illegal alien criminals to get flown back home. But American citizens, that's why it's so important to call out that Donald Trump is the best president. Donald Trump is the first president when he says we're going to be tough on crime and tough on drugs, where he's not arresting Americans. The war on drugs has lasted over 50 years. Every Democratic president, when they said Joe Biden said super predator, Hillary Clinton said super predator, crime bill, 3 strikes, they arrested Americans. It didn't stop the drugs. They arrested the drug addict. They arrested the drug dealer. It didn't stop the drugs. Trump is the first president who's going after drugs at the source. You cannot say that you don't agree. Let's listen to the brilliant idiots once again. Brilliant idiots repeating my talking points.
It's just funny to me that like there are people that were happy Charlie Kirk got shot because they disagreed on opinions, and they're fighting for due process for people who are driving fentanyl into the fucking country. Like, what the fuck do we live in? Why do we have more humanity for people who are actually profiting off of killing Americans?
But you shouldn't be like those people.
What do I got to do?
Don't become what you hate.
Exactly. What do you mean?
You're Christian.
I hate people trying to kill Americans.
You hate people
trying to kill Americans. So if you're trying to kill Charlie Kirk, or if you're trying to bring fentanyl in here, I hate both of y'all. It's just funny to me that like there are people.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I see every day in my chat, I present these facts, people defending the drug boats. They don't have details like I give you, but they defend the drug boats. I say, what is the result if you go down the thought path of Rachel Maddow? Rachel Maddow would have us indict SEAL Team 6, so we no longer, American citizens don't benefit from having a SEAL team anymore because Rachel Maddow feels that they committed a war crime. Makes no sense. So Rachel Maddow wants to prosecute SEAL Team 6, but then the drug dealers, who we know, because now Rachel Maddow doesn't tell you that the opposition, that Maduro was outvoted by the people, that Maduro is basically a dictator. They had an election, Maduro lost, and he was going to kill the woman who won. The person who won, the opposition party, was a woman. And I played a video where she said that Venezuela has already been overran by Hezbollah, by Al Qaeda, by the guerrilla. 60% of the country is controlled by cartels. And they're surprised that Trump is doing this. The boat, the tanker that you guys know about today, was sanctioned by Joe Biden in 2022. Joe Biden was just a horrible president. Joe Biden was a horrible leader, and he never did anything to stop the boat, right? What is this? I don't know what that is, so you gotta go. What is that? I don't know what that is. What else we got? One more clip. I got another clip here. Let's go with another clip here. I got another clip. Joe Rogan. Now we ain't gonna do Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan, we ain't gonna do Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan tortures Gavin Newsom. We already know about that. So let's see what else. Let's see what else. Let's close it out. Let's close it out. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Let me go to the super chats. With my super chats, I'll shout you out right now. Anybody want to have a discussion, put it in the super chat before I close it out right now. Put it in the super chat. Anybody have a question for me right now? Anybody have anything, any new news, any updates for me right now? This is Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm speaking directly to you guys in the chat right now. What's up to the chat? Thank you, everybody watching. Salute, double tap, subscribe. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to ask the hostess with the most? Just put it in the super chat right now. I'll give you some personal attention. We can research the question, if anything like that. If anybody has any questions, anything you want to say, Mike, shout out to you, Mike. You've been here since the beginning, Mike. Her FBA 513. Shout out to you, baby, man. You've been here since the beginning. Thank you for the support, man. Thank you for the thumbs up, man. You've been here since the beginning. Double tap, man. So anybody have any questions, man? The last couple of minutes, man, put it in the super chat, man, and I'll address the question or concern, whatever you might have that you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming through, everybody. Fire podcast today. Fire podcast today. Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. You got to put it in the super chat, you guys. Got to put it in the super chat. Go ahead and put it in the super chat, you guys. Got to put it in the super chat if you want to have me address it. You know what I'm saying? So I just found your channel. Salute to you, William. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Happy Friday. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy holidays, everybody. Hey, man, y'all know this is a hard job, man. I be working hard for y'all. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got work. I got a job, baby. I got I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, baby. I got work, baby. So much work to do. Ooh, Trump hands, everybody, Trump hands right now. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, baby. I got work, baby. I got work. So much work to do. All right. Closing out the podcast. Trump's not grabbing. He's guarding seas and the streets. Oil independence plus raids results. Safer America. Like, sub, share the truth. Next Epstein update. Peace. Stay locked in. Double tap. Hit the like button. Support the super chat. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and watching, man. I see y'all, man. I mean, depending on how many, if we get 10,000 likes, man, I'll do a live stream this weekend. If the podcast gets 10,000 likes, I'll do a podcast this weekend. If not, I'll see you Monday, 11 a.m., Monday through Friday, 11 a.m., you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do a Saturday morning to beat the Sunday news, but only if you guys do the likes, man. 10,000 likes, I'll do a weekend show. But if not, Monday morning, 11 a.m., 11 through noon, same bad time, same bad channel. Thank you, everybody, for watching and supporting the channel, man. It means so much to a content creator. I truly thank you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the people. God bless the chat, man. I mean so much to me. So much. The views, the subscriptions, the people supporting and watching, even the people in the chat who disagree. I thank you, everyone who comes. You don't have to agree with me to join the channel. You don't have to agree with me to leave a comment. As you guys may have seen, the chat room gets very crazy. Thousands of views, thousands of chats. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to YouTube. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the subscribers. I see you Monday, 11 a.m. Have a great day.